Welcome to Sunday, everybody. It's a beautiful day in Vegas. Vegas Golden Knights made all of us true believers last night. The stock market has shed off. It is in an extreme correction territory. And the price of oil is probably just going to get forever more expensive until inflation goes up. And we're going to talk about all those topics today, right here on the channel. We're going to also play a game of How Much Did I Pay? If you don't know how much did I pay works, it's where I go to a place on the Las Vegas Strip. I get everyday items that shouldn't be very expensive, and then we play a price of how much did I pay. Today, it's for bagels, coffee, and a bottle of water. Bagels, coffee, and a bottle of water. So let's actually get our bagel here. It is cold as a rock. I thought the bagels came hot. This is not hot, although it should be toasted. For all I know, they just cut it, and I had to ask for it to be toasted. We have a sesame seed bagel today. Oh, that's nice. They put it right in the paper. It looks like a burger. I should have bought a burger for what I paid. And it is completely cold, not toasted. So that's our bagel right here. Gonna get our carbohydrates in today so we can have our hypoglycemia. I actually don't have that. So now let's play the game. The game is how much did I pay for a bottle of water, not a large bottle, a 500 ml bottle, I believe, of Smart Water 591, a small coffee, and a bagel. All right. Type in the chats how much you think I paid for those three items. I'm interested to know. We have upgraded a few things. I was bored yesterday walking around to Best Buy, and I saw this, and I decided to buy this. This is a GoPro Mission 1. This is the newest GoPro camera. This is very expensive. Nowadays, action cameras are $700. This was a $700 purchase, and I had a heck of a time with it. So how much did you think I paid for three different items on the Las Vegas Strip? $15, $27.99, $35. We have some people lowballing and some people highballing. If you're watching after the stream, understand that you should type in the chats. I read your chats. And you can also get in on the action by typing in the comments. Type in the comments after the stream. Okay. So the answer to that is coming up. Now's the time of the strip, by the way, where I do answer all your questions. Today, I took my old iPhone 16 Pro Max out of retirement, and now I have my iPhone 16 Pro Max on the network so I can see you guys better and have a faster experience on my end of things. And wow, that thumbnail is garbage. Well, that thumbnail didn't work the way I wanted it to. 2250, hi from Asheville, North Carolina. Sorry about your Hurricanes last night. They're not a bad team, but when you're a good team and you're playing great, sometimes you get luck. And the Golden Knights got lucky twice. And Mitch Marner, if you're a hockey fan, if you're a Leafs fan, try not to be a dick about it. He was always that good, but he needed a better, greater organization behind him. Lots of guesses. $40, $12, $22, $30. Benzo-Matic has it. What I paid for a small coffee, a stone cold bagel that maybe I had to ask to be toasted, and a small bottle of Smart Water at Bagel. It's just called Bagel. With a tip that I always like to give because people are working hard and they're broken a lot of times, I paid $30.84 for three items. So I once heard that Disney was the land of $7, and now Vegas is the land of $10, it would seem. From Oil City, Pennsylvania. Okay, cool. So we're going to have our bagel and pick away at our bagel and see if it's any good. And drink our half-calf coffee because I've been having a lot of caffeine today. $30. Guys, when you guys come to Vegas, can you guys afford $30 for three things? Tell me in the chats below. Do you think that this is a good proposition-wise, like money-wise? Do you think that that's good, $30.84? Smart Water was $8, the coffee was $8, and the bagel. And it says it's toasted, and it wasn't toasted. So they didn't even, and look, the cream cheese actually cost $3 for the cream cheese. They are robbing you, bro. They are robbing you blind. That's my prices right there. But what are you going to do about it? Rage against the machine, make some more money? How are you guys making ends meet? Do any of you guys work separate jobs? Most of my audience, I believe, are over 45 and mostly retired. Anybody work an extra job in their life? It's not toasted, I can confirm right now. They didn't charge me for the toasting, but that is not a toasted bagel. So I do not recommend the bagel place at Fontainebleau. If you're really craving a bagel, you'd likely go down to the Bagel Mania, which is not far from here. Probably a 10-minute walk, if that. No, maybe 20 minutes. No, maybe 10. No, maybe 20. Because if they're going to screw your order up, it doesn't make sense, and you're going to pay that price. Soon, all food and beverage companies will close. I work 2 jobs. And get a retirement. Insanity. One of many reasons I'm not coming to Vegas. I play frequently in AC. The bowling channel networks, or is that what it says? Or the bowling channel networks? I'm doing great, buddy. Yesterday, I convinced myself I was dying. I cut my caffeine really, really hard. Bagels are not very easy to eat. Just so you know. So, this week I cut my caffeine very hard. And there's this like 3 to 4 day lag time when you do that, to where you start feeling all of the harsh effects of cutting caffeine. The bagel's okay, but it's cold, and I wanted it toasted, and they said they toasted it, and they didn't bother to toast it. I really like toasted and crispy foods, and this would have been, honestly, I would have recommended this, even though it's like absurdly expensive, but didn't bother to toast anything. They're pretty generous on the cream cheese, I would say, side of things. It's pretty well coated and stuff. So you have this lag time if you decide to quit caffeine. The first day it'll feel great. You might have a headache. I didn't have any headaches. The second day, third day, whatever. But ended up yesterday waking up at like 4 in the morning. My body was just so sore. And I spent the entire day just feeling like I had the flu. No fever, no other symptoms. And that's your body and adenosine receptors and all these things working its magic. So I finally upped my caffeine to a normal level. Woke up feeling like $1 million today. So now I have a tapering plan that I developed with my AI. Bags in the Reel says you're paying for the aesthetic, the location, and the mood rather than just the raw product. Okay, could be. But everything is more expensive. I was showing you guys earlier, so this is my newest thing. I'm going to, I think, once a week try to do a video where I'm on the strip now, because I stopped doing it and my views went down. So I bought this camera. This is a GoPro. Now, typically these cameras, I remember they used to be $299, then there were $399, then there were $499. You guys know what I paid for this camera? I mean, it films 8K, 60 frames per second. It's a super camera. It also acts as a mirror in the background, I guess. Any ideas what I paid for this? Take a guess. I mean, like this little camera right here, 1-inch sensor, super camera, right? Doesn't shoot worth a darn in the dark, but I paid a hefty price for this. I went to Best Buy yesterday. I was just super loud. It's barking at me. I was, and it doesn't out of the box. It doesn't even work the way it's supposed to work. It's kind of ridiculous that it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. But I paid $150. Yeah, no, sir. And I'm giving GoPro another chance with this camera, but out of the box, it didn't work the way it should. That's exactly why I haven't been back in a few years. Prices are crazy. How are you supposed to enjoy retirement with those prices? BS, there's too many other places to gamble and eat. How you can tip when you get a crappy service and cold food? Well, I tip at the point of sale, right? You don't like get your food and then go back and tip. Logically, $7.50, that's a guess on the camera cost. You said $150. You're not right on your price. Hey Stephen, we're getting hail in Calgary. Once Hard Rock is open, it will be need to be for full profitability. The hail in southern Alberta can be intense and quite life-threatening too. Be safe up there. I remember one year in the early 90s in Calgary that there was a hailstorm that did like $1 billion of damage on cars and things like this. Absolutely intense stuff. No, this camera cost me $699. And what's insane about this is that all of the camera reviewers, which aren't really reviewers, they're more infomercials, they get this a month early. They were doing stuff like sticking their little USB stuff into it for their mics, and it was just working. And when I got the camera, it didn't work. And I spent 35 minutes, an hour almost actually, more like it, troubleshooting to get my microphones to work on it. So they launch stuff that's half-baked and half-cocked, and they expect us to pay for it. Video games are the same. Video games are the same. Oh, this bagel doesn't want to come apart. You get a video game and you're like, I just want to play it. There's a day one patch, 20 gigabytes. You better be on a fast internet connection. I did replace my roof from hailstorm 2 years ago. Yeah, it can be bad up there. I'm getting a lot of you guys talking about where I am and the location and context and stuff like that. And here's the reality of the situation is that I'm not anywhere glamorous right now. I'm in a food court. They call this a food hall, but I'm in a food court at the Fontainebleau. Now there are some pretty girls walking around and stuff like that with their mans all hungover from their whatever they do at night at the clubs and stuff like that. But hi, Stephen. I'm on the fence for buying your program, but I do like your authenticity. Oh, cool. Thank you. What are you on the fence about, Hernando? Now's the time to ask me. You're anonymous here. I'll answer questions to stuff like that. That's fine. Sorry, I'm trying to eat my $30 worth of stuff. Yeah, 1K a day. I gotta get back to doing regular videos. Hopefully this camera is something that brings the joy of shooting back to me. I like doing my news updates and stuff like that. But I also like coming to the strip. This thing has actually got some good features. I mean, it's all metal construction. It's very fast. Well, I can probably get the same info on YouTube. No, you can't. No. If that's your stance, then you're probably not a good student. I agree. I used to do the same thing. I used to try to get everything for free. And then what you realize when you're trying to get all the information for free is that everybody's trying to sell you something at the end of it all. You know? So you go and they give you half answers, and they're not complete answers, and they're designed in some cases nefariously to make you fail. But in some cases, they're just designed for clicks on social media. So you get a guy. So I'm going to break it down for you. If you're talking about day trading, stocks, and finance, your ad revenue is through the roof. 8 times what I get on Not Leaving Las Vegas. My biggest video on Not Leaving Las Vegas made $14,000 for this channel. $13,000. If it's a stocks and finance with the same 2 million views or so, it's making $50,000, $60,000. So they just really, really want to get you to click on the video because their advertising rates are absurdly through the roof high. I'm giving you something that it's just punchy. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you can either spend 23 hours and 24 minutes total watching what I offer, or you can spend boundless time clicking between things and finding little bits of different strategies that don't really work together. And that's the problem, is that one guy's using a 1 minute chart, one guy's using a 2 minute chart. Then you hear about 15-minute candles, and then you're like, but I just want to hear about the price action. But I just bundle it up and put a little note on it and give it to you and say, here's what works. Here's proof that it works. Here's student results that it works. Here's my results showing that it works. Do you want to do this thing? Do it. Come on, do it, lady. Steven, you ever had dinner at Bautista's? No, I don't like it. If they're going to serve you all you can drink wine and it's boxed wine, I am out. Bautista's boxed wine solution. I'm not, nah, not for me. Mark says, I recommend 1K a day. It's a legitimate program unlike other courses. Yeah. Mine's $199.98 today. Most of the other ones are like $500, $2,000, $3,000. Or they're a monthly subscription that you forget to turn off, or they make it really hard for you to get out of the subscription. Deja Vu asks, will the feds move the interest rates up? It's looking that way more and more. That's one of the reasons why the market's dumped so hard over the last few days. But Kevin Warsh has to deal with Donald Trump, and he doesn't want the rates up. He wants the rates down, but the problem with the rates going down is it's going to cause a buying frenzy on everything. Plus, inflation is already getting higher because you have all these people getting all these jobs in this economy. Okay, so a few things. You hate Donald Trump, fine. You love Donald Trump, that's great. I'm apolitical down the middle. Carl wants me to explain my course. I'm pretty sure you're just doing that to give me an opening to like advertise for myself. I love you, and I will explain it in a minute. So here's what this is, okay? A few different dynamics. Some of you guys hate Donald Trump. Fine, no worries. Some of you guys love Donald Trump. If you hate Donald Trump, you see the job numbers that are coming out right now, and you're thinking these are fake. They're faked, which is ironic because everybody thought the Biden administration's job numbers were faked if they loved Donald Trump. You see how it works? You guys might hate Donald Trump, and you're looking at the job numbers saying that they're lying. These are lies, and they're fake, which is ironic because the people who hated Biden would look at the job numbers and say these are lying, and this is faked. Okay. So, solid points. I'm a journalist that covers migrants, and you're right about these millions of people that are leaving. Yeah, they're leaving. So, the job numbers come out. All the job numbers pump up. Now, I believe the job numbers are actually true. Speaking to what Hernando says, he's a legitimate journalist. I'm a talking head YouTube guy. What's really happening right now is that every day, 65,000 people, give or take, in America turn 65 years of age. They stop working. And then every single day, by the way, we're going to summarize this so we get to our point. The point is, why is unemployment not changing, but the jobs keep going up? Shouldn't unemployment go down if more people are working jobs? Well, a few things are at play right now. 3 parts of the unemployment that nobody talks about. The first part is the 15,000 persons a day that turn 65 years old and then stop working. They retire. The second thing is the people who are being forcibly removed and deported, or the people who are voluntarily deporting. I don't know if you know this, but our current administration offers a cash bounty to people that choose to leave the country, and then they don't blacklist them. So they tell somebody, hey, you're here illegally. If you leave, we'll pay you, I think it's like $2,000 or $3,000, and you can then go back home and apply to get it legally. But if you don't leave and we catch you, then we're going to mark you black marked for 9 years, and it becomes you can't come back to America legally, and you get no money. So people are leaving on their own, and they're leaving because they're being forced out. The third part of the jobs unemployment thing that doesn't make any sense right now is that people are not looking for jobs, and when they stop looking for jobs because they've been unemployed for a very long time, they're now they're not counted in the data, right? So it's like if you have this restaurant right here and it makes money, but they're not running it through the cash register, the money doesn't exist. Okay, so then those 3 things. So you have the labor pool is going down, but the jobs are replacing people in the labor pool, but they don't have enough jobs to replace people in the labor pool to drive the unemployment numbers down. So the unemployment is sitting at a level that looks like it's stagnant, but realistically, the unemployment would be going down if those three things weren't happening. At the same time, people are coming into the economy and getting jobs. I believe the job numbers are mostly true. They said on Friday they expected 85,000 jobs. They got 172,000 jobs. Probably they did. And then those people get money and then they want to shop in the economy. So when you have people buying things, the prices of things will stay stable if everything else is stable. One of the things that has to stay stable is the price of diesel fuel oil, because oil and petroleum, all these things, they make up the raw materials that make products. And when those prices go up, the prices of the products being made go up. The second thing about the products is that when the oil and diesel fuel stay high, then getting it to market costs more to the importer and the manufacturers and everything else. So then the prices go higher up. So now we have oil prices going up, staying up $90 to $95 to $100. Okay, that increases the prices of the products themselves at market. But then we have a bigger pool of people that are working that are all bidding on buying those products, which will cause prices to go up. So now we have inflation going up, right? That's okay. Because people do get pay raises, right? But let's say inflation is tracking at 3.8 to 4%, right? But what if your wages are only tracking at 3 to 3.5%? Well, that means now we have a parallel channel where you're never getting to make more money than inflation, so you never get to save anything. So now you're not saving anything, and now things are getting more expensive. So then what do? You have interest rates, and the government controls the economy through interest rates and through issuing new money. They did it during COVID with issuing new money. All the stimulus checks, all that stuff was the government issuing new money, and with interest rates. It's called fiscal policy and monetary policy. Monetary is making more money printed. Fiscal is the interest rates. So right now they're looking at fiscal policy. Maybe if we lower the interest rates, what's going to happen? All of the AA people, the affluent asset holders, they're going to start borrowing money against assets that they have. They're going to go to the bank and say, I have $10 million of real estate. I'd like $2 million of cash loans against my $10 million real estate portfolio. They'll take the $2 million, they'll put it into gold, they'll put it into Bitcoin, they'll put it into the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial, whatever. The prices will drive sky high because they can borrow money for cheaper, right? And so if they lower the interest rates, the markets go up. And if they lower the interest rates, businesses borrow money, they build a lot of stuff, they hire more people get hired, they go into the labor force, they make money, they buy stuff, the prices go up. If you leave interest rates the same, we're probably going to still see interest rates track up, the inflation track up. If you raise interest rates, people don't borrow as much money, they don't expand their businesses as quickly, and they don't buy things as much. They don't buy as much real estate, they don't buy as much expansion to their business, they don't buy as much equities, and things can come down in price. And when things cool off in price, generally supply and demand, right? Things are too expensive, they cool off, they meet the supply demand level, and then they start to level off. Troy's like, don't think too hard. You know what's happening on the market with Truth? Yeah, you can't find any truth on Truth Social. I signed up for Truth Social on day one, buddy. I'm not a Trump hater. You guys should understand this. I don't show you my politics. I don't care who the president is. I want the president to do well, because if the president does well, we all do well. If you work for a business, you should never hope that the owner of your business ends up on the local news for, DUI homicide. Like, you don't want that to happen to your company, even if you don't like the guy. You got to hope that the CEO is doing well, so you do well. So, I can't go on Truth Social. Every other thing is an ad. Every other thing is something that I got to go and research, and then I research it and I find out it's not entirely true. I just want truth balanced, and I can find balance on X because I can follow both sides of it on X, and I do, and then I see if balance in my feed. Same with YouTube, right? Yes, I have an X account. It's at, you know what? I changed my handle. I have to go and see what it is. And of course, I'm not logged in on this phone, am I? No, you know I'm not. I'm logged in on my iPad. Hold on. Yes, I bring two phones and an iPad. No, I'm hoping for the Knights to win it in 5. It means they won't win it at home, but I'd rather see the series end sooner than later. Knights in 5. I changed my handle on X recently. Let's see. Or maybe I did not. I may not have. Yeah, it's still... I changed my username. So if you want to go and find me on X, let me see here. Is it this one here? Can I sign in this way? Oh, isn't that convenient? I use Google login on X. That's good. Profile. Share profile. I'm talking about a lot of hockey lately, just so you guys know. But I don't really make a lot of outward posts. My X account doesn't get any traction. Any Medicaid fraud happening in Vegas? Medicaid fraud happens everywhere across the country, brother. Somebody wanted me to talk about the course that I have. It's called 1K a day. The way I look at it, there's two sides. We're all playing on a stage, you know, and we all have one side or the other of the coin that we sit on. So most people sit on the sidelines and they don't participate in anything because they think that they can't participate in anything because they think that they just don't have the money to do it. And for my whole life, I've been interested in markets and stuff. I never understood it. I thought I was too stupid to learn how to read a trading chart. I thought I could never do it. But through a series of events, I found somebody through YouTube that completely lied to me and told me that if I just use his special link to sign up to trade the futures markets, he would show me how to, within a few weeks, be replacing all of my income with the futures markets. Now, that was a lie, and I don't want you guys to ever think that you guys can go and trade the futures markets, and in a few weeks, you guys can be making tons and tons of money. But after years of failing and spending lots of money on prop firms and things that I should never have done, I did happen along a series of people and events that led me to making a trading system that works incredibly well. It's called 1K a day. And I created my own course called 1K a day. And now I have over 1,370 students in 1K a day. And they're all doing what I teach, which is called hitting base hits, looking at the charts, seeing things when they happen, and looking that if you look at a chart, you can demystify the entire thing, you know? And you can see where the price is going to turn around and make pivots. And it's like, I have these purple lines on here. Do you notice how it hits the purple lines kind of over and over again? These are called patterns. These are things that happen every single day. So I teach people how to click a button if it goes up or if it goes down. Like if it went down on Friday and you were in on this, you would have been looking at potentially thousands of dollars by clicking a button when it broke that orange line. That orange line was my major entry point right there, because that orange line, the price has been hitting that orange line 30,000 forever and ever and ever. So I clicked a button when it went down and I made $700 in about 30 seconds. With my account, most of my students go for less, but they might make 50 or $100 a day. Now, 5 days a week. Oh, thank you so much. That's the first time in a food court somebody's taken trash off my table that works here. That's very nice. Fountain Blue, good work. Now, think about $100 a day on average if you can do that. If you can do that, then you're looking at 15, 20 minutes a day to trade the markets. You walk away. Would that improve your life? Probably. But here's the thing. You guys have to be able to want something. If you don't want anything, then you're not going to get anything. But if you guys want to get in on it right now, you guys can get it for $199.99. It's still under $200 until I raise the price probably tomorrow to a lot more on my next video. And it's going to be 067 is the code. Go to the website, learn some stuff on it, figure it out, see if it's for you, and get in and do it before the price goes up. And it's one time. That's all you'll pay. There's no monthly subscription to me. You pay for TradingView. It's like $20 a month so you can practice trade. Oh, and then the last question I have is this. How much do I need to invest? Well, first of all, I'm not an investor. It would be illegal for me to tell you what to buy and sell, and I never do that. Second of all, it's prop firms. Prop firms are financial companies. Well, they're companies that let you pay money to pass a test, show your skill after you've done my course and paper traded. And once you pass the test by making a profit target, you click buttons. You can be like my students who are making. Well, one of my students right here. I can show you right now. He made. What did he do in his day? He did this. He made $4,800 in the last month. So you can be like that guy, possibly. I mean, there's no guarantees in life. You can open a hospital in the middle of a war zone. That's not a good analogy. You can open a medical center next to a BMX and skate park and fail, even though you should get lots of customers scuffing their knees. But I think it can be done by anybody who works hard enough at it and puts enough into it. And I see your potential more than you probably see your potential in you. So this could be life-changing for you if you take your chance. And if you sign up off the link today and I see the email on my phone, then I will shout you out and say, thank you so much, Mr. X or Ms. Y. You're amazing, and so on and so forth. That's it. Okay. Apparently I'm not signed into this, though. Let's sign into this account right here. Passkey, Face ID. Aren't Apple phones fun? They most certainly are. Boom. There you go. Anyways, okay. So yeah. The course is very good, worth the price. Did you hear Caesars Entertainment and Golden Nugget are together now? And they bring back the Diamond player benefits with 2 free show tickets. Oh, so Caesars is entering into a deal with Golden Nugget wants to enter with Caesars because, well, I mean, obviously, Golden Nugget doesn't have shows. Oh, they do. They have Gordy Brown. I just started the course and I'm at 13% completed. Oh, fuck. Cool, man. Nice. Very good. All right. So that's our advertisement day. Oh, yeah. Plus, I have, we do have a thing with a company called Blowfin. If you guys want to go and trade crypto. By the way, if you're in my course, you can trade. See this link I just posted you up? I was reminded by the owner of the company. The owner of the company thinks everybody should be doing crypto stuff, and I'm like, maybe. If you're in 1K a day and you want to trade a cash account, don't do that. But you could use that if you've done my course. You can use that link right there. If you use that link right there, you get leverage on crypto trading. But that's only for people that are experienced. Don't sign up for that unless you know what you're doing and reading charts and stuff like that. But right now, I think they're offering a huge fat bonus when you sign up and make a deposit with them. So go do that if you're not interested in 1K a day. Or if you're in 1K a day and you want to try to trade crypto on a chart, but it's a live account, so it's not a prop firm. So be careful with it, okay? Anyways, we're going to go and take a walk in a little bit here. Yeah, so yesterday I was like convinced I was dying or something because of my caffeine withdrawal. And then after today, man, I had a solid night's rest and I'm just like flying 1,000,000 miles a minute, which is crazy. Paid $31 just shy of for my bagels and coffee today because I'm a crazy person that never used to buy anything. I'll be there this weekend. Hope to see you. Stream sounds good, Tommy. You've been watching me a long time, brother. Yeah, and that's funny too, because if you guys remember watching me a few years ago before I started actually winning with trading and stuff like that, you remember how broke I was. And it wasn't a good situation for anybody. It was a struggle. The struggle was real. Let's go take a walk. I want to show you guys Fontainebleau. We'll try to go to next door to the Resorts World. But Resorts World really hates purchase completed. Oh, did you buy into the course? All right. Well, welcome, Mr. H. I haven't gotten an email. It takes me like sometimes 20 minutes to get any kind of an email to show me. So they come sometimes way delayed. Well, congratulations, bro. Welcome. That's so cool. I appreciate you. And I have a special email in the course for you guys, too. Like it's an email address for just my students so I can get back to people faster and everything like that. So good. And I want to stress something on this stream because I had an exchange with one of my students. If you're my student and you pay attention to everything in the course, there's one underlying thing that I tell you all the time in the course. Do not go on a tear and do your prop firms and reset them over and over again. You fail that prop firm, go back to paper trading. Like I've said this in the course about 100 times, and I just want to get that clear. I am here to teach you how to be responsible. I'm here to teach you guys that there's no race with this. I'm here to teach you that, sure, you might get some quick success, but if the market works against you, go back to practicing. Don't reset these prop firm accounts over it. It's not worth it to you. And I want to see you guys do this for years, not for a few weeks, not for a few months, you know? One of my students made $45,000 in 6 weeks. One of my students made $2,500 in a week. One of my students made $4,800 in a month. Some of my students are not winning yet. Some of my students are practicing. It is what it is. Everybody's different. Why worry about Medicare fraud in Nevada? Our healthcare is already ranks near the bottom nationally. Fraudsters are practically. Now, you're right on the. I've got stuff in my teeth now. You're right on the healthcare ranking low. But it's because we lack specialty medicines and stuff in the valley. One of the people I was talking to when I was still selling advertising was a doctor, and they had a patient who was finally able to get a specialized type of liver treatment in southern Nevada. But for a while after they moved here from Ohio, they had to drive into Temecula, California to get this like thing every 3 months that essentially kept them alive. I don't know what was all behind it. So now UNLV is doing outreach and stuff like that. UNLV is our, University, Nevada, Las Vegas, and they have University Medical Center. So they're doing a lot of good stuff in terms of courting specialty doctors to the valley. So healthcare is getting better. But we also live in a place with a pretty low, household. The household income is like $71,000 out here. That's not very high, and that's for household. That's like 2 working adults, right? So split that in 2. That's what, $36,000 a year. It's not very much. Not very much. The man that doesn't take a chance never has a chance. Yeah, you gotta look. I can tell you guys. Listen, I live most of my life in fear. And so, if somebody doesn't get into it now, they don't get into it now. If somebody watches me for 6 months and gets into it, at least they got into it. You guys have to be comfortable with me. I'm not selling you a $20,000 thing. I'm not selling you a $2 thing. It's not an impulse buy for some. It's something you have to be certain about. So I appreciate you taking a chance. Take a chance on me. Yeah, UNLV didn't have the medical school. There you go. I always thought that UMC, University Medical Center, though, was part of the UNLV system, and I know UMC's been here forever. But anyhow, I'm kind of I came down to Fontainebleau today, and I didn't park here, but I could have. They have free parking for locals with no time limit, which is pretty cool. And I got to tell you, there is a lot of people in Fontainebleau today. Now, you might say, that looks dead. Realistically, for all the time I've been in here the last few years, this place has gotten progressively busier as we go down the line. Oh, I'm going to take my friend here. Son of a biscuit. Let me text. I need to take Jay Bravo to this place. We met up at the piano bar at Bellagio, and I drank sparkling water and ate frickin' so many chips. Bellagio they bring you the little chips, popcorn, and sugar cashews. I need to take him here. Here, I'm going to text him right now. Not now. I'm going to take you here, my treat. I'm going to text him right now. I'm going to take him here. This is going to be my thing. I'm going to pay for it. He's going to love it. Oh, no. Serious? That's tomorrow. What? Oh, I've never seen the Stanley Cup in real life. I so want to do this. But that's from 2 to 5, and I can't see it. I'll be working. Son of a gun. That sucks. But they have all this sporting goods stuff in here. Like if you look, they have Alexander Ovechkin's jersey. They have a Wayne Gretzky in there. They have basketball stuff here. Team USA, Olympics. We're not allowed to walk in here with the camera. They don't allow it. I understand. Otani shoes, Dodgers. Nobody. Well, I used to make a joke that nobody cares. Some people care about WNBA. She cares about W. Maybe not. She don't look too happy. What's funny about this is that like the main photo they use is Mark Davis, the owner. Like, don't give any credit to the women that won the game. Here's Mark Davis because you recognize him in his bull haircut. Whatever. Anyways, let's get back to your chats. It's a dead day today in Vegas, man. Keep it simple. How was the piano bar? Piano bar is always nice. I don't know. It wasn't old. I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't toasted. So I can't recommend a place. Go to Bagel Mania if you can, but Bagel Mania is always packed with people. Packed with people. So we get some brands that most of you guys don't know about up here, which is fine. Doesn't mean that they're not brands that are famous around the world. This is the Webster, named after the black kid from the 80s TV show. Just kidding. That's short shorts. You can tell he's from somewhere overseas. Who wears short shorts? Aussies and Brits, apparently. Let me text him back. It's part owned by Tom Brady, and all of it is sports memorabilia and stuff that's all legit and real. They're going to have the Stanley Cup there from 2 until 5 p.m. tomorrow, but neither of us will be able to go, LOL. Anyways, let's take a walk and look-see. How'd you do? There's more people here than you'd think. We'll go over to Resorts World if our camera will... you know, it's cooled down considerably, too. We had all that wind yesterday. When it gets... This is just to the rooms. When it gets windy, the temperature always changes. Vegas is empty and the stock market will rebound on Tuesday because of it? I don't know about that. We'll go out to the entrance. They got some cool stuff at the check-in desk and stuff over here. A lot of this retail's coming online. Alia. Yeah, here's what I would tell any trader tomorrow. Here's the thing. Whatever you do, don't have what's called a bias. When you have a bias in the markets, you are going to sink yourself. I talk about this in 1K a day. You can't say, well, it tanked on Friday, so it's going to go up on Monday. If you do that, what'll happen is you'll go into the day expecting upward movement. When it doesn't happen, one of two things. Either number one, you're disciplined and you don't take any moves. Or number two, you're not disciplined, that's fine. It happens to the best of us. You're not disciplined and you take moves that go long when everything is going short and you fight against it and you lose money. What's happening here is that either way, the market's going down, but you expected it to go long. So either number one, you didn't take any moves and the market went long for a considerable amount of time that you could have capitalized on, because in futures you can short it, make money when it goes down. Or number two, the market went down, you thought it was going to go long and you fought it and you lost money. So either you don't win anything or you lose because you had a bias. Don't have biases, don't think anything. And this is a good thing for life, you know? You'd be like, some people are so racist that they think that all black people are this, all Indian people are that. And then you meet somebody and you miss out on an opportunity because they're not that. You know what I mean? So don't be biased in anything in life, but especially in the markets. Hey, buddy, have a great walk. Hey, my man Kevin, I'm glad you're in my chats, dude. I know it's tough. You're going through some stuff. These are all real, by the way. These are all real. Every single one of these are real. This is not fake. Now, I don't know how many roses are here. but they're real. And let's ask the AI machine. This is not the wind, this is the Fontainebleau. Let's see if I can get in Gemini on this new phone. Well, it's not new, my new old phone. I can. Let's see here. Come on, yeah, I have a pass key. I'm gonna ask it, I'm gonna take photos of this. And I'm gonna have it estimate what you think the... Well, okay, we're gonna ask the AI, what do you think the prices of these roses would be worth? That's the question I have. What do you think the prices of these roses, and again, they're all just long stem roses that are cut. What do you think that these would be worth? That's the question I have for you. Okay, so let's see if it can... So what would you say these are? These are about a meter. They're about 3 feet by 2.5 by 3 feet. Here. Okay, so I'm going to talk to it now. Each one of these roses is about 3 feet by 2.5 feet in a big giant planter box. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these. Can you estimate how many roses there are and put a dollar amount on it to the best of your ability? You don't have to be perfect. Don't hem and haw. Don't show me math. Just tell me what you think it is. Let's see what it says. It says there's roughly 16,000 to 22,000 roses. Roughly 1,500 to 2,000 per one of these domes that we see. So it's claiming the estimated cost of this would be 80 to 110,000 for this display. If that's to be certain, that means that the Fontainebleau pisses away 80 to 100,000 dollars on roses in their lobby. That's insanity. That's nuts. That seems like way too much. It does. Let me take a better photo with some people and let me see if we can get a better, like maybe it needs more context. And so let's see if I can take a photo of them all. And it might change its mind. So here's roses next to the people. Sorry guys, almost banged into those. So that seems like a lot. I don't believe it either. For better context, here's the rose displays next to some people. Maybe you change your estimate now. Let's see if it changes its estimate. Seeing the people changes things completely. Total number of roses, 38,000 to 55,000. Now it's like 250,000 to 300,000? That's dumb. These are at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. In the lobby. Can you find anything online to say what they're actually worth? Does the hotel advertise it? The Fontainebleau highlights it. They don't give you the price. No official receipts available. Travel reviews frequently remark. Yeah, they're there 365 days a year, by the way. So I don't know how they're affording that, but even if it's, I don't care if it's $1,000 a day. That's still $500,000 plus, almost. You just walked by a lady doing the rose displays. Wow. ChatGPT says 25K. So let's say they're 25K and they last for a week. It's $100,000 a month. It's $1.2 million a year. I mean, just the stakes of Vegas, just the means that they put out in order to like push the limits on things, because you have stuff like a flagship YSL store, you know, at the front paying the bills, bringing in the peoples, bringing in all the folks. What do you think the odds are that the Fontainebleau will eventually be acquired by Tillman Fertitta, Barry Diller, if his group acquires MGM? I don't know what the financials are here. I'm not sure. Do they announce the financials? Let's find out. Does Fontainebleau announce its financials for this property in Vegas? Is it losing money? If so, how much? If no, then give me an estimate. based on rumors online. Let's see what it says. Oh, the one thing I like about this phone is that this phone has much better voice to text than my last one. So they don't have any exact financials. The rumors are that they burn $400,000 a day. So their burn is $400,000 a day. So you think about 400K a day. I mean, I have 1K a day, 400K a day. $400,000 times 365 days. I mean, what are you looking at? You're looking at $146 million a year in burn rate. Now, that doesn't mean they lose $146 million a year. That just means that they're burning through that amount of money to keep the doors open here. So yeah. So that's $146 million a year. What would their actual loss be estimated? So maybe 200 million a year. So they could be losing 200 to 250 million a year. But they have an operating cost. So the 146 million operational loss, a healthy elite strip casino like Bellagio doesn't clear its costs. It pulls in an operating profit. So the Bellagio will make 700 million a year, but this place will lose 200 to 250 million a year. Think about that for a minute. Are there any rumors about David Copperfield getting a new showroom? Yeah, the rumors are there's like this $10 million deal that a property in Vegas that's not disclosed is putting together. We don't really know where that's going to be. That's probably going to be Resorts World. Resorts World or Fontainebleau. It's going to be either here or Resorts World. Both of these places really need a marquee draw to them, like an anchor tenant at a shopping mall. The anchor tenant gets you to come to just that store, and then you stick around for the food court and for other stuff. And so it could be here, it could be Resorts World. One thing's for certain, I don't know if David Copperfield did everything he was accused of. I have to be careful nowadays because I'm now a business person with my course and everything I'm doing. So, you know, just for the sake of saying, I will tell you he's in the Epstein files repeatedly. The FBI did a full investigation. Nobody was willing to say anything. And it was the Seattle FBI that was involved doing it. This is quarters. These are all made out of coins. And so we don't know what we don't know. And, you know, a lot of people boycott Copperfield. On X, Vital Vegas is one of the largest, loudest anti-Copperfield people out there. Is Fontainebleau one of the only hotels left that's still only land? No, I don't understand. This is not land. I don't know what your comment means. This is a hotel. It's not just land. No, they're not making money, James. They have $2.6 billion into the property to build it. Then they're burning $400,000 a day. So, you know, if you wanted to make a profit, you'd have to be earning. It depends on what your EBITDA is, right? Your earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation, and everything like that. But I really don't think they're making a profit. Yeah, EBITDA, EBIT, EBITDA. It's earnings before interest, taxes, amortization, and depreciation. So it's like after all of the stuff you have to spend and all the taxes you have to pay and all the loans you have to pay off, your EBITDA is what you have left over. Like, so for example, if you're Phil Ruffin and you own the Circus and you own that land on the other side of the Brown building, which is a timeshare, and then you own the Treasure Island and part of the Trump Tower, You probably have loans out on these properties because that's how money works, but you probably don't have much of an interest rate. And those things, these all print money. They don't put a lot of money into them. The land is all paid for. You're very good. You're a very good company, and people would love to give you money because they know you can pay it back. And however, if you're Caesars, for example, and you're Caesars and you're sitting on a lease payment to Vici Properties, and then you financed yourself out the rears, and your whole entire books involves you bragging about all of the loose stuff you trimmed off your books. That's what they do every quarterly earnings report. And you have to make $800 million a year before you even pay yourself a penny, because that covers just your debt service. Services just your debt payments. Then it's very hard for you to make money in that situation. Fontainebleau has $2 billion in debt, which includes $350 million in Vaux to Vici and $500 million to Blackstone. To break even, the resort needs to generate $4 million in daily revenue. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, there's going to be times on the weekends when big acts play, because that's how Fontainebleau is tackling their... Fontainebleau is bringing in acts like musical performers, comedians, and events. So when WWE was here, they had a big event in the theater for WWE WrestleMania. And then people go to the event. They might stay at the Treasure Island, and they go to the Fontainebleau, go to the event, get on the mailing list. Fontainebleau emails them. Hey, I remember Fontainebleau. It was pretty cool. We're going back to Vegas. Let's book at Fontainebleau this time. So now they have a client, right? So same thing. You buy the tickets for the show, get on their email list, and then they start marketing to you, and you might actually just do your whole stay there next time. That's kind of generally how it goes with these properties. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, Mr. H. Mr. H. I never unbelieved you for a second. Mr. H just purchased $1K a day for $199.98. Very nice. Guys, use the code 067 if you guys want to get a leg up on a future for yourselves that nobody can take away from you, because guess what? The markets don't go anywhere. Anybody can do them, but it only takes somebody with some education to know how to really capitalize on them. What do I think Tillman will dump when he acquires Caesars? Plus, which one would you dump? Pump would I dump? So here's the thing. Caesars was supposed to divest a property after they got sold to Eldorado Resorts, and they never did. And so now they're going to have to get regulatory approval for his deal to go through. They have something like 30 some odd days left because they announced it about 10 days ago. So will he be forced to? I don't know. Will he want to dump anything? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I don't know what the Flamingo situation is right now, but they just took on a lot of renovations and stuff. So it probably has a pretty high debt ratio. Anything he tries to sell is going to be very hard to sell, because you're not selling the building or the land. All you're selling is the business. So he would have to try to convince somebody to take on the business as well as all their debt. And that's what makes it so difficult, because the deal where Tillman Fertitta is buying Caesars for $12.9 billion is really... No, $17.9 billion is really him buying $12.9 billion of debt. And the rest of the stuff is $5-point-something billion, which is just the casino's business. Just the restaurant business. Yeah, you're going to run me over, sir. Sir. So anything you try to sell, you're going to have to try to sell it pretty hard. I don't think he's going to divest anything. Well, you can say you can spin a casino off, but then the question is, who wants to buy it? And if nobody wants to buy it, then there's no buyers. Things are only worth what you'll pay for them. Listen to how they blast the music at McDonald's. And the reason they do this, do you guys know why? Here's a question for you. Why is it that corner stores in this place, why do they play this music so loud? Why do they do that? Do you guys know why corner stores play music at the front? Tell me in the comments below. I know why. Yeah, but why does it keep the homeless away? Why does it keep the homeless away? Yeah, but why does it keep people from hanging out? See, that's the question I have for you. That's the thing. The homeless hate the music? Close, maybe. Let's ask the AI, because there has to be a... I'm going to use I'm going to use Whisper Flow for this. Convenience stores blast classical music. One once told me that people who are on certain types of drugs have freakouts and can't come near the music. Is this true? Because I just told my audience it's true on YouTube, and I'm sure hoping I don't look like a jackass. Okay. That's what I was told. I was told... Okay, so they say it's mostly a myth. So I guess it's not. I was told that there's like sensory overload when a person is high on certain types of drugs. But it's a myth that they believe to be certain, because I've heard it from a few different gas station employees. They're like, oh yeah, we play that classical music real loud. They hate it. Look at this windstorm we're in now. You're so knowledgeable, love listening to you. Oh, hi Jade Nicole, thanks. Appreciate you watching. Let's go into Resorts World so they can kick us out because they hate streamers and free publicity. I like Resorts World. Be interested if we can get a glimpse and compare Resorts World to Fontainebleau, though, because we just saw what Fontainebleau looks like. And these are like the two underdogs on the strip. Plus, I want to get out of the heat before my camera starts to do stupid stuff. No hats today, man. So somebody asked that I talk about the SpaceX IPO, one of my students, Mr. S. And I've talked about it a few times. I don't want to make a dedicated video on it. But the SpaceX IPO. I keep hearing more and more bad stuff about it, to be honest. Like, I don't give financial advice. It's not something I would ever want to invest in. It just seems like the company is propping up. They have Jamie Dimon from JP going on a sales campaign for him. They got Elon Musk also talking about AI and it's going to be the future of everything. And in the meantime, it's like none of the companies are profitable in it. It just seems like a big gamble. And maybe some of you guys will buy it and you'll be rich. Door's locked. But I don't think so. And I think that every IPO that's ever happened in the last 10 years or so has a tendency to lose money really quickly. Built on myth and with public assistance, maybe. Will they put data centers in space? I think eventually, yes. But who knows how long that takes. And you should know this if you never watched me. By the way, we got 500 people nearly watching, 437. Who's new on the channel? You never watched me before? I'm interested to hear. If you're new, say Y for new. We'll go to Fontainebleau. We were just at Fontainebleau, bro, for an hour. It's just at Fontainebleau for 1 hour. But, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought for just half a minute here. Let's see if I can get... Oh, yeah. I think eventually, yes. Obviously, we are going to be putting data centers in space and things are going to move to space. That's just kind of humans, man. If you think about human migration patterns, we've spread out to every single part of the world. With the exception of, the Arctic Circle and Antarctica, we have large swaths of civilization living in cities everywhere. And so I think it's inevitable that we end up getting into space, building data centers. The human race will get out there. Now, and if you've not watched me before, you should understand I'm a technologist. I love technology. I also hate technology in a lot of ways. I think technology is great for us, and at the same time, it's damaging to us. But I'm for technological advancement, and I think it happens faster than you think it happens. So I think it happens faster than we think it happens, but how fast, it just depends. Some technologies come on us faster than we'd like. Case in point, COVID. COVID forced technological change faster than a lot of us would like. Cashless payment, QR code scans are everywhere. You know, medical technologies raced forward, ordering at home. It fundamentally changed the way we do everything. And you could say that, well, it was big tech. They capitalized. But see, in every single situation you have, somebody's going to capitalize on it. The question is whether it's you or not. When COVID happened, if you were a restaurant business that already had online ordering set, you saw things soar to the moon. If not, you played catch up. mRNA vaccines are being developed against Ebola. I mean, that's fine, yeah. Good. You know, mRNA vaccines are happening for lung cancer. A lot of you guys don't like those mRNA vaccines, but I'll tell you what. It's a guy playing bongos. That's what I'll tell you. Hey, man. I'm the whitest man in the mall, playing the bongo drums. They call it cultural appropriation, man. I'll tell you what. If you had the lung cancer and they told you you have two options. You can take this vaccine and then 2 weeks later come back and get a booster. Or we can aim radiation at you and pump it through your bloodstream. Which one would you choose? Because I know that I would probably choose the one that didn't burn my skin off and kill all the cells in my body. Lake Mead get a breather from federal government making a deal last week. I don't know anything about that. It doesn't... Oh, Lake Mead? You want to talk about Lake Mead now? It doesn't matter what the government does. Did the government invent ways to make water happen? I don't know. The mall looks like what it looks like 5 minutes before closing time. Closing time. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's just a lot of water missing, and it doesn't matter. We could have the snowiest year ever this year. It's not going to really help all that much. And people want me to make videos about it, and I'm like, I don't know if it would be good to do or not. It doesn't look like... The Prim Outlet doesn't have... Oh, the All-American Rejects with the Happy Fits. Prim Mall doesn't have bands like that coming. So yeah. But anyways, if you guys give me a topic, I'll talk about it. If you don't, I can just be quiet. I don't have to say words. Sometimes it feels forced for me. When is the next 1K a day live stream? I'm going through withdrawals. I'm not sure, honestly. I do those as a bonus. They're not kind of like promise of the thing, but I try to do live streams with the students. I should get on one soon. Absolutely, I should. We're walking through Resorts World right now. Just trying to see if anything's going on out here. Not much. Redtail is never busy. I don't know how this place stays in business. They used to have big props out here, like giant beer pongs that you would play with, like beach balls, and all that's gone. Then they had old video games, but the old video games are gone. It's like every time I go past Redtail, something else has been removed, which is really nuts. But Mike Tyson, he approves of everything that happens here, so that's good. How's that stadium coming along? It's good. What's up, James? Why are the second and third floors always empty? Because they're mostly convention space. So everything over here is convention space when you look up here. And then what's above me is shopping mall space, but there's not a lot of people that come to this place. So there's not a utilization of the shopping mall space. Let's go upstairs and see what we can see. So security's been looking at me. Nobody's saying nothing. Maybe they change their policies. Maybe Wall Street Warlord's correct. I'm coming to Vegas in 17 days. Well, there you go. You think record companies will squash AI music? No, quite the opposite. Wasn't it Warner Brothers that just signed up a deal with Suno, the AI company? So the record companies are going to go into business with AI music because here's what will happen. You go on the AI music generator, you make a song. You know, you want to download the song, you'll have to pay. Now, if the AI is going to scrape from the music companies anyways, then they might as well make it so that the music company gets a payment every time they're going to use some of the assets and some of the data and some of the things it gets trained on. Plus, the music companies want to just get the technology that the AI generators have. Think about it this way, right? You have all these things that are coming up on the line. You have AI influencers, avatars that you can't even tell, most of you, if they're real or not real. Most of you can't at this point. There's a service called HeyGen. HeyGen is great. In a lot of cases, you can't tell it's not real, especially if the video is cut correctly. So you have AI influencers. You're going to have AI musical artists. Do you know what the worst part about doing a deal with somebody is? The human factor. So if you could click a button and make an influencer, you wouldn't have to deal with the influencer human being anymore. So they love this. So yeah, that's the way things are going. You are being cut out of a job right now. You don't even know it. You have no idea. I was up on my X account and I was posting up where most of the, like they have all these H-1B visas. And the H-1B visas right now, most of them out here are gaming companies are bringing in people from India. Not to work in fields like housekeeping, but because casino companies are largely data collection companies. And then once they can replace those people with AI, they're going back to India. Do I believe the new jobs numbers? I was saying that I do probably believe the new jobs numbers. But I believe there's a whole nother thing that I explained at the start of this video about it. About how the labor force is having people leave it en masse, and that the unemployment numbers are reflective of the labor force getting people taken out, plus the new jobs put in, so it's staying stable. So yeah, this is the Resorts World. The casino's in there. Everything else is kind of blah. I don't go into the casino because they do not take friendly to streamers in there. Lots of us been asked to leave. So I don't want to get into any conflicts today if I don't have to. Yeah, we'll go back outside, I guess. Thoughts of physical gold and silver? I don't know, man. I'm not an investor. There's only so much gold and silver in the world. You should buy some, probably. Or you can trade it on the futures markets with 1K a day if you can't afford any. So everything's falling now, though. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Everything's falling right now, no matter what you do. It's all in a free fall. Put my link up again if you guys want to learn more about how people are clicking buttons and making money happen for themselves on the futures markets, like on Friday when it sank. It sank so hard. When did Resorts World open? 2021, I want to say. 2020 September. Nah. It must have been 2021. Let me see. Nope, I don't want Siri. So when did Resorts World open? When did Resorts World Las Vegas open? Oh, when did Las Vegas? That's so stupid. When did Resorts World open? Yeah, no, that's not right. It's showing me 2011. Las Vegas open. Yeah, June 24th, 2021. I thought September, but it was June 24th, 2021. So it's been around for 5 years now, nearly 5 years to the day. Just a couple of weeks. 2 weeks. Jobs report drove up bond yields that drove down stock prices. No, it's way more complicated than that. First of all, Broadcom is a company that makes chips. They've been making chips a long time. If you're an old guy like me, you might remember Broadcom. They made telephone modems from when you're on a 28.8 telephone line modem that made those horrible noises when you dialed in. So Broadcom comes out and puts out their financials, and they say we're doing good. But investors look at Broadcom and say, wait a minute, how come you're not spending money on AI? So Broadcom said, we're doing good, we made money, we made a profit, but we're not spending as much on AI as people expected. And then there's another company that does business with NVIDIA that had disclosed one of the types of products that NVIDIA is going to be using, which is going to be using half the amount of computer memory RAM chips and NAND chips than they thought it would. So those two things made traders and investors look at the AI and say, how come Broadcom stopped investing in AI? This is a big red flag for us. Then the NVIDIA thing saying, well, wait a minute, hold on. The prices were going up. Why? This is not good. That's a hard thing too, right? Then the jobs numbers come out. And the jobs numbers come out and they're really, really good. So when the jobs numbers are really, really good, then they're like, wait a minute, $90 for oil, good jobs numbers. Those are two sides of things. So over here we have the AI bubble, possibly seeing a little bit of a correction, or some people want it to burst. On over here you have the jobs and oil prices, diesel prices being high. So then investors go, well, maybe AI isn't what we thought it was, possibly. Plus inflation is going up and they're likely going to be raising interest rates at the Fed level. So let's cash out on some of these stocks right now. And so everything just kind of falls all at once, really, really hard across the board. And one thing leads to another. And before you know it, the whole dam broke. And we had $3 trillion wiped off the markets on Friday in a single day. And that's kind of what happened on Friday a little bit, to understand everything. Has anybody ever pumped and dumped stocks? That's illegal, sir. Should not do that. And I don't invest in stocks. So that's what it is. And so you got to think. There you go. They're even getting in on it on Resorts World here. Go Knights, go. So you got to think about that. You got to think about where you're coming from. Now, if you were trading the futures market, you were sitting pretty if you knew what you were doing on Friday to click buttons when it went down. Whereas institutional investors who are watching their portfolios shrink, you were watching your digits click up if you clicked the buttons at the right time. And it was very easy to see exactly when that was supposed to be the right time for you to click buttons on Friday. You know, it wasn't hard. You just needed to know what you look for. So, just in case we have another Friday type day, let me show you what Friday looked like, okay? So 6:30 Friday, right? 6:30 Friday, we had a pump up at market open. That's the green spike up. Then everything crossed below the white line and then it shot down. Now we had this little pattern. I'll show you this exact pattern right here. Okay. I can't use my iPad properly. See the big two lines and the one in the middle of it? That looks like it's a little thin lines and the little thing in the middle. It's called a doji. You saw that go down and break the orange? That's 30,000. That's a historical level. When it broke and it free fell, you knew it was going down to at least the first yellow line. See how it stops on the first yellow line and does the exact same thing? That's another pattern. Then it fell past the second. Look at how it gets to that level. Look how it bounces every time it hits the yellow line. That's how you knew to get out of trades, because you had all those lines. And I show you how to do that in 1K a day. And if you had clicked a button when it hit the orange and it fell from 30,000 all the way down to 29,448. That was a drop of 52 points. And if you're on a single contract, 52 points times 20. That was, what, $1,020, right? 52 times 20. Yep, yeah, $1,040 in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2-minute candle. Now, for some of you guys didn't know that that was even possible. You thought that the markets were just, oh, I take $10,000 and I stick it in, and then hopefully 10 years from now I have 15,000 and I made $5,000. That's investing. This is trading. This is actively trading and looking and hunting for things and using your brain. And it's exactly what I teach people to do in 1K a day. It's my own course. It's what I developed. It's 23 hours of easy to watch, simple to do videos that anybody can do at any experience level. You can get it right now for $199.98. I keep upping the price by a little bit every time I do a stream until the dam breaks, and now all of a sudden it's $299 or it's $399. Now I priced the course at $2,000. I know it's worth $2,000 when I just showed you a simple way that if you knew what you were doing, the possibility exists to click a button and make $1,000. I have students that have made $5,000 in a month doing this. I have students that have made $45,000 in 6 weeks doing this. I have students that have made $100 a day, 4 or 5 days a week, and it takes 15 or 20 minutes a day. So if you're ready to have a new chapter of your life, click the link that I just posted up 3 times and put code 067 in the box. And you get the whole thing one time. Don't pay me extra, monthly subscriptions from me for $199.98. Also, there is risk involved in this stuff always. So we teach you how to paper trade. You don't have to lose money while you're learning stuff. Paper trading is no risk and no reward. Okay. And also, when you're ready to trade, you're not taking $2,000 of your own money and putting it into the account. You're taking a prop firm exam, which demonstrates you have to pass it with skill, hit a profit target, and then from there, you can actually get real money in your account if you win and you know what you're doing. And also, if you're on 1K a day and you ever wanted to not trade a prop firm account and you know what you're doing, click the link that I'm posting up now. And you can get in with crypto trading, which is the same thing, 2-minute chart. Just be trading Bitcoin and USDT, for example. And you guys can go get a nice bonus if you want to do leverage trading. Leverage is where you make a small trade. Maybe it's a $100 trade, but you can do 10x leverage. So you actually have $1,000 that you're playing with. And it's easier to be responsible with your money that way. That's it. Go do your thing. Somebody keeps posting, I want to eat you up. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, SOXL was a tech stock. I didn't even realize that was a thing, and y'all shorted that on Friday. Good for you. It went down by like a whole lot, like $100. Kirk says I would suggest doing both. Fair enough. Good evening from Edinburgh. Stephen Fife's a student. Do you agree with the philosophy you should never trade the opening minute because the opening minute can be super volatile? No, I trade the opening candle a lot. Sometimes I wait. It just depends on the way the day goes. But if it doesn't work for you, you shouldn't trade it. Some people can't, some people can. I can't trade pre-market at 5:30 my time. Some people can. Everybody's slightly different. It's all about your psychology. Why would Chris be booted? I don't understand why Chris is going to be booted. That person is not doing anything wrong. They're just posting innocuous stuff in the chats. No big deal. No big deal, moderators. Don't kick anybody out, please. Thank you, Steve, for doing that strip today and not Fremont. Yeah, sometimes I go to Fremont on the weekends, but not today. That's for sure. We're out here clicking buttons, therefore I am. Haha. Question about the prop firm, Dennis says. So that I need to hit the 3K mark for your account on a test. How much days? You have as many days as you need. You should, But the prop firm resets your billing after 30 days. So you have as many days as you need. You shouldn't race because you have on the prop firm that I use, they have a 5-day consistency rule where they want you to do it in 5 days minimum. So in that case, it would be around, $600 a day. You can't have more than 50% of your profits on a single day. So you have as much days as you need. Show the flock cameras. Oh, there's always, just look at the lights. Flock camera everywhere. And then there's private flock cameras. I thought there would be one in the parking lot here. There was before. The private ones are often the ones you see in the grocery store parking lot. Sometimes when you go near them, they're like, hey, you're on camera. Flock cameras are everywhere. You're being filmed. Vegas has flock cameras. The public gets zero input because there's no tax money involved, because a billionaire that owns a surveillance company gave them to the city for free. Hi.
Hi, Steven.
Nice to meet you guys. Good.
We met you last year.
Oh,
July
okay.
12th.
Cool. All right.
How's everything good?
Everything's great, man.
Actually watched your video. You're
Thanks so
pretty good.
much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Cool. And now we are hot again. We're running hot. Let's go inside the taco shop so we can get out of the heat, get into some AC. Woo, doggies. Lost 2 million retirement over the years. Ouch. Climate change is fake? Well, no, yes, and no. Climate change, to the extent that they're trying to sell it to you, like some people say, not all. Some people will say climate change, we have 10 years left. No, not really, but climate change isn't real. That's also a pretty bold statement. I mean, is this a sticker book? What? Look at this. I haven't seen that logo since I was a child. Panini. So they have, I guess they're doing this. This is something as old as time. You don't know what this is. We had this with hockey as a kid because I was in Canada. You probably had it with baseball, maybe football in the United States. And you get your gum with stickers in it, and then you put 00 here. You just match the codes, and then you find where they are in the book, and you stick the stickers in here, and you make a collection. And they're giving away the main books for free. I don't know where you actually get the stickers. That's kind of cool. I didn't know they still did that. Some things don't change. Isn't that funny? Oh, I don't think you can leave this way, can you? Oh, you can. Okay, cool. That's cool. I need to buy some more water. So it's happening. I mean, like, of course climate change happens. Do you think that you can stick human beings in a place like Southern Nevada where none of this would normally exist and we wouldn't change the climate? Of course we change the climate. I just don't buy into the fact that it's like all the people that tell you that within 10 years there's going to be no more coastal cities, and then they buy a house on the beach in the place they told you there wouldn't be any more land in 10 years because the water is coming. And you wait a minute, you just bought a $38 million mansion on the water, and you told me in 10 years that there's not going to be any more land. So you're not worried about your $38 million investment disappearing in 10 years? Like, that's where my disconnect comes from. I read in between the lines between what people say and what people actually do. And it's exhausting. I don't recommend doing it. Is it possible to take a tour inside the Encore? Maybe. So, of course, the climate changes, bro. If you take a... Listen, man. Let's say you go to the rainforest in Brazil, and you take a bunch of frogs that don't live in the rainforest in Brazil, and you stick them in the rainforest in Brazil. Those frogs will irrevocably... I can't say nice big words. We can't have nice things on this channel. Those frogs will change the climate around them. They will... Maybe the frog is poisonous to a type of bird that wants to fly by. Some frogs are small, by the way, so stop. Be nice to me. Maybe they kill those birds because they're poisonous to them, like, and then those birds die, and then that changes this relationship with another thing, and then that bird ate that insect, and then that insect is not getting eaten, and then that insect, it tends to be bad towards this tree, and then that tree gets overgrown, like, or the parasite that the insect or the bird would eat doesn't, you know, like, you see what I'm saying, right? It's so interconnected. Everything is interconnected. That's all I'm saying, dog. So this is where you can get cheap beer, huh? Relatively cheap. I know you're going to say it's not cheap. I'm only doing this to cool down my phone. So we have, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you like Monster and you want malt, almost malt liquor, you can buy Monster energy drinks. This was my choice when I was a horrible day drinker. It's sticky. There you go. And then when I wasn't, it was always going to be Heineken. And then I used to drink Dose. I don't drink anymore. I haven't had a drink for 2 years plus 2.5 years. Just showing you that to get some coolness from the cooler on my hot phone. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Actually, good prices on bottles of sodas and stuff. Steve's course will cure cancer. Not quite. They don't have any Diet Pib? You guys are the worst. 2 for $3? That's actually not terrible. What about a big one? Used to drink Liquid Death. I don't drink Liquid Death anymore because turns out it's satanic. Go figure. So $2.29. They're not all that cold, but they're not all that warm either. So we'll get some of these here. How'd you do? Tab. You want a tab, buddy? You got to order something. Was that the response? Mark said, how about a tab? You want a tab, buddy? You're going to have to order something. Was that the response I'm supposed to give? Was that the so-called correct 1980s response? Anybody catch the reference? If you caught the reference, tell me in the chats. Me, 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 me. Guilty pleasure music. Hope the climate changes. It's too cold in North Dakota. World's governments have spent trillions of dollars on climate change for a fraction of a degree. Back to the Future. I'm not watching Fremont Street shows anymore when all they do is walk up and down Fremont Street. I have seen Fremont Street a million times. Now, I try to be interesting with the content at least. So I'm going to post my link for 1K a day again. If you guys want to click on it, you guys get a good deal on it. Become my student. Carve out a new path that nobody can take from you. The atmosphere is perfect for Vegas because it evokes endless nostalgia. Looks dead on the strip. Somebody said Bravo. Bravo's not here today. He was in my chat the other day. We went to Piano Bar. I took a photo of myself at Piano Bar. I said it's funny because on one side everybody's looking at you and on the other side you're kind of looking at them. So like you go to Piano Bar so you can people watch, right? But then they go to Piano Bar and they watch you as the people. This was me at the... That's what it looks like when you're on the other side of that piano bar in the Bellagio. No Vegas Tycoon, buddy. I don't have a Windows computer anymore. Can't get it on Steam. Can't get it on Mac OS. Some people take pride in selfishness. An oil change for a truck is $135. You have to get to a good mechanic. Good mechanics just tell you the oil to bring and then they charge you the labor. You can buy the oil at Walmart. That's what my guy does. What's the effect of the record El Nino going to have on Las Vegas climate-wise? Nothing. There's no effect. It's hot every day. It's going to be 2 degrees hotter? It's hot. Don't matter that much. I don't think it has much of an effect. This gift shop is cracking busy, man. Lexus dealer expensive, but always does excellent service for the work. I wouldn't take my car to a dealer. No, there's some points where you do. Like, let's say you buy a Porsche. Most people don't know this. I had to look it up. So, like, if I'm going to buy a Porsche Taycan or something, you're going to want to buy one that's within within 3 years of it coming out. So you want to buy a used one, it's got to be a year only, maybe 2. And the reason why is that you can buy a service plan on that if you had to. Plus, they have a warranty that transfers with the car. So you buy it, it's like buying something with Apple Care. If the Apple Care is paid for 2 years and you buy an iPhone, you buy it after a year, you get Apple Care for a year. Kia dealership charges me like $55 to change oil in a Forte. This cash register seems slow. Yeah, well, everybody's buying glass stuff, so they get to wrap everything in newspaper individually, very, very slowly too, by the way. Hi, how are you?
229.
How much?
229.
Okay.
Do you need a copy?
No, I'm okay. Thank you. Okay, we got our water going on, and our phone is cooler now, which is good. Why can you... I never want to be in politics. My wife owns a Suburban, almost impossible. I wouldn't be a good... What governor doesn't even do anything? If you're a conservative governor in Nevada, what's the point? You have a state senate that's largely liberal and a Democrat. So then everything gets to be that nothing works, you know? So, doesn't make sense, bro. The only thing you could do is run as a Democrat, as a moderate, and then hope you get the nomination. But out here in the West, I'm sure in most states it's the same way, but out here in Nevada's a relatively young state. So we have a lot of old money, so to speak, old stalwarts in the government that just win all the time, you know? So people come in and they want to get their mark on it and they want to make it better, but they can't even win because they don't have the right last name. You know, the Wallflowers, Mitchell Tenpenny, never heard of it. Damn, they changed that so fast. They put up this like 15 different things for me to read, and then it changes so quickly. And we have Tomas Hurdle up there and Jack Eichel. I mean, that's all well and good. How come the DJ always looks like a guy who you don't want your daughter to get with? Looks like a guy who's going to roofie your drink. I don't even know that was a DJ. Mitchell Tenpenny. Never heard of any of these people. I'm so disconnected from the culture. It's sad, really. Let's walk in the shade this way. Look at the vets, man. Some pretty cars. I wonder if they run even halfway decent. These are just all rentals. You got all these little stuffs out here. New vehicles, it's really difficult getting an oil change. Step into Encore Beach Club and stream. Why? Steve, apparently the Major League Baseball games this week in Vegas can't even sell 2,000 tickets. What? It's hot. Maybe that's it. No, see what I just did? I made the same lame excuse as when I say the strip is dead and people are like, it's hot. And I say that's a lame excuse. So that's interesting. Let's look at StubHub and see what those tickets are worth. Last night, the Golden Knights tickets dipped right before the game to about $600 each. Almost went, glad I didn't, because I would have gotten home at like freaking 12 midnight. Let's see here, athletics. Oh, dropped my water. Oh, don't go down. No, stop it. Silly water. Tricks are for kids. Okay. Let's get back here. Don't want it to roll under the car. Let's see here. Oh, that's fun. It doesn't even come up on StubHub. I type in the word athletics and it doesn't come up. ATHLET. Maybe it's got a bad connection. It doesn't come up on StubHub, so you can't even find the tickets? Is that what you're telling me? Huh. Maybe I have to type the word Oakland. Are they still Oakland? Yeah, this is starting to frustrate me. StubHub's not even working correctly. Oh, it thinks I'm in Tucson. That's for the first thing. Not in Tucson, Arizona. I'm sure it's a nice place after all. Okay. Oh, that's smart. Why not? Okay, now the athletics come up because it's showing Vegas. So Pirates versus, okay, that's Sacramento, 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 San Francisco. When are these so-called Vegas games happening? I don't even see any of them. It doesn't show anything here for Vegas. So either the tickets are like banned from being sold on the site, because every single one through August on StubHub shows that they're playing in Sacramento, California. That's kind of useless. Fo, you and me. It's technically pronounced fa. Fa, you and me. But hey. Excellent work. I'm from Mexico and I go to Vegas 5 or 6 times a year. Siva, why don't you open all you can live stream store? Yeah, right. Let's see what your comments are like here. Try the name of the baseball stadium. All summers are slow in Vegas normally. They used to not be slow. It used to be like, it's the season. And then when like COVID recovery, everything was busy all the time. And then it was like, well, 2025. That's when the excuses started. Well, it's summer and it's hot and people don't travel as much. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, people travel in the summer. Of course they do. Like, when it comes to trading the markets, there's people who are like the high-end guys that make millions of dollars a month. They just go on a private yacht somewhere. They don't even do anything. So the like trading in the summer is like, some people don't even do it because the economy slows down in the summer because people go on vacations. The J months in Las Vegas for business are very slow. January, June, July. They can be very slow for business. But yeah, people used to come here and the summer used to be busy and now the summer is apparently not busy. It just so happens that it coincided with August last year, June, July, August last year, when the prices were out of control and just ridiculous. I saw a thing on the news last night, on the local news, showing that Vegas is down cost-wise 6.7%. Now, in terms of, the most cost drops, the biggest price drops in vacation destinations, we're not first to close to first. That's in places like West Palm Beach, Florida, which are down 12% cost-wise. So you can still get better deals in other places, but it has gone down. Did I upgrade my car? I drive a Lexus now, yes. Better than a Toyota RAV4. And I do want to get a Porsche, but I've always wanted one since I was a kid, but got all these obligations coming up. Trying to negotiate, clean up credit reports, get a better FICO score. Got a $100,000 project next year that I can't say much about that we're trying to do. It's a land thing, so there's a lot of things that I have to get done in my life. I don't tell people the model of my car or anything because there's a bunch of insane people on the internet nowadays. So I can't tell anybody what I drive other than it's a Lexus, and you don't know what model, you don't know what type, you don't know what make. You don't know if it's a car, an SUV. You just know it's a Lexus. That's all you need to know. New $200,000 Corvette EV just tied the 2.5 million. I did it. EVs in drag races can win right off the block, but they don't ultimately win the race against big V12 type of race car engines. It's like, look, if you like your Tesla, that's cool. And yes, a Tesla Plaid off the block is very fast. It doesn't mean it wins a full race against a giant souped up Lamborghini or a Mercedes-Benz V12. And people get so violently up in arms about their cars. It's just a car, dude. When you die, it goes to somebody else. And they're probably gonna sell it. Don't be so hemmed up over their possessions. I've done the walk from Bellagio to Fremont. Yeah, it's not a fun walk. I used to walk everywhere. And in the summer, it's just hellaciously bad. Not good. Look for a silver Lexus in Vegas. There's a lot of silver Lexuses in Vegas. Tickets to the NBA Finals in New York are $10,000 a ticket. Yeah, they're $12,000 in Vegas. No, sorry, 12. Let me see. I had this the other minute. This morning I was taking photos and sending them to somebody. Yeah, 12,000. So the price range on these tickets was $652 to $12,550. And if you go here to StubHub, that's the price range for Game 4 on Tuesday. $727 down to $5,300 for the club seats. Which is funny because if you want to watch the game, the club seats are not the best way to watch the game. Still love my 2021 Ferrari Roma. What is planned for that? And you're walking by this here? Nothing planned for this. This got sold to some guy from South America. I don't think he kept it. He ended up selling it or flipping it. There's a lot of land flips. And then this patch of land right here, this was actually purchased by the Fontainebleau. They want to build high-end retail here. It looks like they did something. They did nothing. The land has been looking like this forever. It's a giant hole in the ground. So they haven't done anything to it. They bought it that way. So Fontainebleau has some balls to think that they could build high-end retail. Considering the foot traffic out here like this is about as best as it ever gets. Hey, buddy. It's about as good as it ever gets. I am, yeah. There you go. It's called Not Leaving Las Vegas on YouTube.
Not Leaving Las Vegas?
Yep. So you
like tours or?
I do lots of stuff. Talk about the economy a whole lot, and
okay.
Yeah. So
locally?
No, local and national too.
Local and national.
Yeah. Where are you guys from?
Ohio.
Ohio. I say OH and you say IO.
Yeah, Ohio, Cincinnati, 513.
There you go. There you go.
Everybody out there, the community.
So you're up here. Are you staying up here? Or you just come to check it out?
Yeah, we're staying at the Fontainebleau.
Do you like? Do you like it?
Honestly, overpriced for what it is.
Overpriced, huh?
Yeah.
Where would you rather stay? Where's the best place?
This is my third time coming out here to Las Vegas. I stay at Caesar Palace last 2 times, and I wanted to try these out.
Yeah.
I would say, for money's worth, if you wanted to have something incredible and you're willing to shit the $500 a night, then I would say go for Caesar Palace.
Okay.
You're right next to the street.
Yeah.
Instead of having to walk, a mile and a half.
Well, there you go.
Up.
Cool.
If you're looking for something more like economy, search around. There's a lot of nice hotels here.
Right on.
And the way that I think about it is, hey, your hotel, you're gonna go out to sleep and maybe rest
Sure.
after each event that you do. So
There you go.
why not, like get something a little bit more, budget friendly.
Well, there you go.
If you're gonna stay in a hotel and that's all you wanted to do,
And-
go ahead and spend the money.
Unless she wants to stay there, and then you go there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mama wants to stay wherever she wants to stay.
Hap-
That's where we're gonna
happy
stay.
wife, happy life. What's your name? What's your name, bro?
Nestor.
Desto?
Nestor.
Nestor.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Steven. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Nestor.
meet you, Steven.
There you go, bro.
Pop with the channel.
Go
Bye,
Buckeyes. There you go.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. So he said it's overpriced and he would stay at Caesar's Palace. The hockey's been great. Hey, listen, guys, do yourself a favor. You may not be a hockey fan, but here's the thing. I'm going to tell you on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Vegas time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, you're going to see Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Now, I've been watching hockey for 40 plus years. My father's been watching it for 60 plus years. I'm going to tell you that we got 100 years between us. Nobody has seen a series like what you're seeing right now. In the last 100 years of the NHL, this is probably one of the very best matchups for the Stanley Cup Final that anybody's ever seen. Just to give you an idea, okay? Last night, first period, 0-0. Second period, Vegas had 2 goals called back, disallowed for various reasons. Then Vegas scores 4 goals in a row. One guy, okay, Mitch Marner, he scores a hat trick, 3 in a row, natural hat trick, and gets an assist. Everybody in the entire building says, that's it, game is over, we're done, Carolina loses. Carolina marches back, scores 3 goals in a row within 39 seconds. Vegas gets a dumb penalty. I told my father, I showed him on text. I said, we're going to get a dumb penalty and this is going to get nasty. They did. Got a dumb penalty. When you shoot the puck out of the ice surface, doesn't hit anything, it's a delay of game. Carolina comes up, scores with a minute left, goes into overtime. Double overtime, sudden death. Vegas wins because a weird shot bounced off the boards and hit a player from Carolina. Game over. 5-4. 9 goals. Insane. So many records were set last night during that game. Fastest hat trick ever, Mitch Marner in the Stanley Cup Final. Fastest goal, 3-goal period. Fastest 3 goals scored ever. Carolina, 39 seconds. So even if you're not a hockey fan, but you like sports in general, you need to go and freaking watch the hockey game on Tuesday if you can. You're gonna really enjoy it, and it'll probably convert you to being a fan of the game in general. You probably watch some more of it. Stanley Cup Finals between the Vegas Golden Knights and Carolina Hurricanes is crazy. This is like Infinity Wars. It is like, yeah, it's like a Marvel movie where one side is dominating and then the next one is, and they just keep going. It's like watching Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield stand in the middle of the ring and just continuously pound each other in the face over and over again. And you know that one of them is going to topple eventually, and then it happens, and you were waiting for it to happen, and somebody has to lose it. You don't know which one's going to lose because both of them are so good. And you can't look at a game where the Knights are up 4-0, or even like the Golden Knights. There's a game where the Colorado Avalanche are up 3-0, and the Knights stormed back to win it 5-3. It was insane. Is this the high-end retail tied to where the whales and people? So high-end retail, St. Laurent, that's like their flagship store right there. And there's a bunch of brands in here that you guys have never heard of before, but whales know. There's a lot of stuff. Like the economy is 2-tiered, you know. We have people up here on this level and people in this level 3-tiered. But really nowadays it's just 2. So everybody's on a different level of the economy, and some people don't even understand the brands of others. And it doesn't make them better than you. It just means that they know European brands are things that you don't know about. And so they bring them to this place and you walk right past it. To you, it's just another innocuous bag store or thing that you don't think much of. But to them, it gets them when they're coming to Vegas to go to Fontainebleau because that brand is here, you know? Everybody knows about Chanel and everybody knows about Tag Heuer, and Tag Heuer is actually not even that prestigious of a brand. I used to think it was. Apparently it's not. Everybody knows about Louis Vuitton. Well, the futures market's open at 3 p.m. today, so just in about 45 minutes. And then we'll see what happens, you know? We'll see how it goes. Wow, one of my students emailed me. He said, I'm still working on my stuff. He said he's up $1,000 in his prop firm on Friday. You see, I'm working at 1K a day and still I moved up my prop firm about 1K plus on Friday. So he made $1,000 in his prop firm. Unbelievable results with my students in 1K a day. I guess you guys don't think that you guys need to have the ability and the skill to maybe do that. But if you do, it's what I teach in 1K a day. It's my own system. It's the edge, as they call it in trading, that shows you guys how to look for patterns. You're already seeing patterns every day. You do it at your job. You do it when you drive your car. It shows you how to look for those patterns and manifest on a chart over and over again. It's a repeatable system. You click the buttons if it goes up. You click the buttons if it goes down. You walk out with what I call base hits for most people. Some people want to make it 1K a day. Some people, they can make $100 a day. Some people want more, some people want less. But it's a real system that really works for a lot of people. And it's been creating some amazing life changes for my students. And I'm so proud of them. And honestly, I get emotionally charged up thinking about how something that I created has helped people change lives. And the best part about it is that it's approachable for anybody, no matter what level of technological experience you have. And it's something that anybody can really learn how to do. And you don't need a ton of money. It's not an investment course. Money is fake, Stephen, just like you said. Yeah, but you need it. So what a deadbeat. Amazing Racer says, what a deadbeat. The stocks course is a scam. Hey, if I could have some people who are in my course, 1K a day, respond to that person. He just said that my course is a complete scam. We don't have to ban him or anything like that. Not quite yet. But if somebody can give me a testimonial, that would be great. Because honestly, I don't know why people say stuff like that. Actually, his course is pretty good. I'm loving it. And the hope it's given me. Cool. We got the Wales connection in the house. Let's see here. I'm a base hitter, but I made 1K on Friday, Esto says. As Jay Bravo says, money is all debt from one to another. New student here and looking forward to learning more. Cape Fear says. Java Worky says, I just signed up, looking forward. Thank you for becoming a student. Esto says it works. So here's the thing, man. I know he's trying to troll, but it's my way to get my students to come to my defense. And it's a testament to what the course really is. If I didn't have all these people just boundlessly coming to say that that's not true and it really, really works, then you could assume that he's right and that none of it works and that it's all just a thing that I'm running. However, I want you to consider carefully. Right now, YouTube is on a tear for deletion of channels. And they listen to every word that I say. And they know what I'm doing. And so, to me, that's the biggest proof of all that these are legit programs that you can get. The main difference is that with me, with 1K a day, you just pay once. There's no monthly subscription, and I teach you guys how to do it. I'm not like trying to say, oh, come watch me trade and copy what I do. That doesn't work for anybody. You'll never learn anything that way. And if I ever get hit by a bus and go to heaven, you're out. You know, you don't have a skill. I'll teach you those skills. Why are these people even watching you? Because they lack something inside of them. They don't have the joy. I don't know. Iran launched missiles towards Israel. Trump said he's going to call Bibi and ask him not to retaliate. So big drama. Really? God makes me not a hater. You can do both. His program works. I'm now homeless? I don't know what that means. No, you teach your best. For me personally, it's like driving a stick. Everyone says stick is easy, not me. I take that back. Sorry for the harshness, but can I ask, how do I not know that you just used ChatGPT to make the course? Oh, yeah, of course. So Amazing Racer is actually acting like a human now, which I completely appreciate and respect. I respect. Look, here's the deal. Everything in my course, it starts off. Let me show you, okay? Now, yes, AI is amazing. It absolutely is. It is amazing for some tasks, not for every task, okay? But when you look at what actually 1K a day really is, I gotta change my site and put a preview. I'll show you how this looks real quick, if I can. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. You're gonna have to wait around for me to demonstrate something to you, and then I'll show you how you can kind of tell. So here's the deal. The way the course goes, it's not something that an AI could do. So I'll show you right now. And you make a really good point, bro. You're right. There's a lot of idiots making courses based on AI. So the way the course goes, it's like nearly 30 hours, right? So we come in here, this is our disclaimer that everything involves risk. And then we go into our sections, right? Base hits, getting started, what are futures, what computer gear do I need? And then we get into trading view, setting up your trading view, and then we get into the nitty-gritty of stuff. Technical versus fundamental, scalping versus swinging, candles and bars, moving averages, indicators, Fibonacci's, Bravo kit, optional, support and resistance levels. And then by the time you're getting into here, this is coming soon. This is a whole, I'm making this free for everybody next week. By the time we get into building our trading plan, this is where an AI can't do stuff. So we have an entire section on how to find things, how to avoid chop. This is what AI can't do. AI can't bring you in and formulate things and tell a story and teach properly like that. So that's what I would say on that. But hey, listen, man, I appreciate that you're very guarded. I think that's excellent. You need to be guarded in how you approach things, because if you're not, then you will lose money, and I don't want anybody to lose anything. That's why I offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on the program too, you know. My platform offers it, I honor it. As with anything, one needs commitment, time, perseverance, work, patience, and emotional stability. We're 75% of the way through the course and have successfully paper trading. We loved it. Yeah. But, you know, you can learn basic trading stuff, but, you know, the other thing about it too is like, there ain't no AI that's going to tell you to click buy or click sell. And I don't tell you to click buy or click sell. I just show you when you will have a 80% chance of it playing out for you. And if you take your 80% chance of it playing out, and then you take away your emotionality, and then you take away your tendency to chase losses and do stupid stuff, then, you know, think about it. If 80% of the time somebody won $100, and 20% of the time they lost $100, every 10 times they did a thing, they'd be up $800, right? You'd have a $1,000 pool, and you'd win 8 times, that's 800, and you'd lose twice, that's a 200, and, you know, you'd have, no, yeah, 800 minus 2, you know, yeah, you'd have 800. Anyways, that's what I say. I need to start paper trading, it's 20 a month. Yeah, trading view. If you find a way to do it without, let me know, and I'll put it into the course. Paper trading is also key. Emphasize it over and over. I do, you know. But look, I like the skepticism of people. I think you have to be skeptic, but then you have to be skeptical. But then you get to a point where if you're too skeptical, then you miss out on opportunities, and then you don't do anything. Student, it's a good course and worth the money if it's something you are interested in. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, no big deal. Steven can afford his HOA fee. No problems now. No HOA fees here. Too easy to think a win means more easy wins. That's true. There's no such thing as easy. Yeah, but you don't. I agree. You got to be careful on AI stuff. AI used right is a beautiful thing. Just human nature, not so much. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even create a course outline with it. It was too all over the place. I tried. But then we have our trade replays, and here's the big deal. Okay, look. These are all about 20 to 30 minutes a piece. See all those? Those are called trade replays. That's me filming myself trading the markets. There's no AI in here. See, this is me talking to you on camera and explaining why I'm doing stuff. So you can see everything that came before it right here. It ends up in these trade replays right down here. And we have all this 14 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 13 minutes, 13 minutes, taking a long before market open, go short, the most perfect entry you can find, losing $1,000 but winning $660. I lost $13.50, then I walked away with $23.50 profit. That was me saving my day. Textbook examples. So that's what I teach. If you guys want to get in, use the code 067 at checkout, 067 at checkout. Get it for $199.98 before the price goes up. The CNN Fear and Greed Index is only sitting slightly in the fear zone. Surprising considering they're selling on Thursday and Friday. I think this Fear and Greed Index is a little more, it's less sensitive to daily. But you never know. Abacus is an AI. I've never heard of that one. I appreciate your work on the videos here. Perhaps one of the only one doing this kind of work that covers all aspects of the city. Well, thank you, Arturo. I appreciate you. The course for me personally was great. I bought it twice because I forgot my original email. You should have just emailed me. I would have given you your email sign up, Keith. Didn't we sort that out? I'll refund you if I can. Yeah, Fontainebleau has some people in it today, which is actually kind of nice too. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys we'll just sit and chat right now. I don't have much enthusiasm to go walk around in the incredible heat. And if you don't give me chat topics, then I'll just log off and go do my day. I want to take the GoPro out and try to make some video with it and see how that looks. But now I have no energy for anything, so it might involve going home and then going to downtown Summerlin or something later on. Will there be any possibility of a profit if every trader is using... Will there be any possibility of a profit if every trader is using Steven's course and on the same side of the trade at the same time? Of course there will be. Yeah. That's a question, that's a great question that gets asked all the time. People say that if everybody uses a system, then the system doesn't work. You consider it a super chat. That is very nice of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, but I'm not here to it's $200. I would rather have 20,000 students than have, 100 students at $2,000. So here's the concept is, if everybody's doing a system, let's say in a different reality, I had 1 million students and they all did 1K a day and that was the edge. Then it would stop working. And that's what people say. But the reality of the situation is that when you look at the markets and you see stuff like this that happened on Friday, for example, when you see a move that goes down like that's not retail traders doing that move, okay? This bar right here that breaks underneath and through the white bar, it's called the 9 moving average. And that one there that goes below the orange line, that bar right there, that's somebody with billions of dollars throwing $100 million short all at once. And what we do as traders is we jump on the back of this like a fly on the back of, like a mosquito on the back of an elephant that just needs some blood to survive. We're parasitic. We jump on the back of these moves. And then it goes down, and then maybe the retail traders try to buy it up, or somebody tries to buy it up and they can't. It goes back down. I explain it. It's like a never-ending tug of war. That's what bars are. Price action is just somebody trying to control either the buyers are winning or the sellers are winning. But those bars happen because somebody put in 50 million or $100 million into the market and they shorted. They said, I'm selling my position. I'm getting out right now. Then it goes down. That's your opportunity to click the button that says sell. So would 100,000 people doing what I do move the markets? The answer is no. No. Now, somebody asked about Prim. There's a company that owns lots of truck stops that's trying to buy Prim. They want to take over all the operations. It's like a family operation. Will it work? I don't know. Will they be able to transfer the gaming licenses? There's a lot of things that play there. From my experience, when AI consumes a lot of information, it lacks thoroughness. It's like it's hastily and lazily doing things. Maybe I'm prompting it incorrectly. Markets, it depends on what you're trying to do with AI. I mean, it could be. It takes a minute and takes practice, but learning the skill and patience is key, and yes, it works. What are your thoughts on the market in general? Seems like it's melting up, driven by AI companies not making any earnings. Yeah. I mean, I did a video on this other channel that I have, and I was talking about Google Alphabet, and they put out their earnings. And part of the reason why their earnings went up is because they sank money into Anthropic, and Anthropic's valuation went up. So think about this for a minute, right? If you're Alphabet, they own YouTube and Google. If you're Alphabet and you take $100 million and you lend it to another company that does AI called Anthropic, and Anthropic then does great things, and your 100 million becomes a billion, then you take that 100 million and you put it into your books. Now, get this. This is where it gets really weird, okay? Just by you giving Anthropic $100 million, Anthropic's valuation grows. So you simply giving the money to Anthropic automatically grows your money past $100 million. So I will explain that to you again. This is how much of a joke that that these companies are. This is how much they have hacked the system. Google gives $100 million to an AI startup. Just by giving the $100 million to the AI startup, other people give money to the AI startup. Google's $100 million grows into $500 million. Google then gets to take $400 million and put it into their next financials and say that we grew $400 million in value. And then Google stocks go up, and then everybody applauds and makes some money. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's an infinite money glitch. Do you understand what I just said? Can I get anybody type Y in the chat if you can see how absolutely insane that is, what I just explained to you? Because it's absolutely insane. Can anybody understand what I just said? I'm not back on carnivore. It's a money glitch. You give money to another company. That company then gets a bunch of fever pitch investors. Your money grows. You put it into your books and say that we did a thing that our money grew and now we're worth more as a company. What are you worth? You're not worth anything. So the reality is I have my stock screeners, right? I have my screener set up, and I don't sell you my screener. Nobody really knows what this is, but here's what I have, right? Where are mine? My watch list, right? Here's my screener, and I call them the soap bubble on a pin. These are my soap bubble on a pin companies. Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and Google. These are the Mag 7. Then we have the foreign indexes, okay, right? Japan and Canada. Then we have the Mayhem watch list. Mayhem watch list right there. Bitcoin, gold, NQ, right? And then down below we have our by the way, this is very, very, very bad. This 10-year is what they base all of your credit cards, all of your home loans, and all of your auto loans are based on this number right here. When this number gets to 4.65, how did Doc Brown say it? You're going to see some serious ish. When this number gets to... Hello. When this number gets to 4.5, the 10-year, this is where we can't afford to service the debt anymore. That's not good. So what's happening is you have 7 companies that make up the vast majority, 70 to 80% of all the value on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. And coming soon, you're going to have another company called SpaceX. And SpaceX is going to be $1 trillion valuation. And there's not enough money in the world to fund SpaceX. So one or two of these 7 companies, and people are thinking it's, and I'm not giving financial advice, don't make any trades based on this. People think it's either going to be Alphabet or it's going to be Microsoft. Alphabet or Microsoft. They're going to be slammed. People are going to mass sell that stuff, which they might already be doing right now. Nobody's actually said that. That's a new thing I've never heard anybody say. What if the shorting of the markets right now is happening because people are planning on buying SpaceX and they need money for that? Because where are you going to find $1 trillion for SpaceX? You don't get it out of thin air. So maybe that's part of this. You know? I don't know. I worry about you. I don't worry about me. I don't worry about any of this stuff. I don't care anymore. I'm not absurdly wealthy, but I don't have to look at the prices of stuff. I don't have to care about anything. I trade in the morning because I like it and I have fun. I blow accounts. I blew an account last week. Of course I blow accounts. I blew an account last week. I lost $6,000 in 4 minutes. Didn't feel good. It is what it is. So what do? I mount back up. I pass another account, $9,000 in 5 days. I fund the account. I start making money all over again. I worry about you. I worry about what happens in August, September, October, November, December, when everything starts to change, when the oil prices haven't gone down, when we're at a point where now we have 4.3% inflation, 4.4% inflation, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but it starts to affect you guys negatively. You know, HK Hynix is, the people who make memory are now being told that we might not need memory because Google has some kind of algorithm that compresses memory, and, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's hyperinflated. Maybe computer components can get cheaper. I'll tell you what, you're not going to get your Stream Deck for less than $1,000. The prices will not come down. So, no, I don't have good credit. I ruined my credit. My credit's fair now. I've improved it to fair. I got another credit card this week. I just buy gas or like I pay a few things on autopilot on the credit card, and then I set up auto pay on the credit card to pay off the balance. And then when my credit moves up, I apply for another credit card till I have enough credit that's revolving and stuff like that. So it's all a fugazi. That's a fake. It's all a fugazi. And I'm giving you the harsh reality of it, so some of you guys need to hear the bad stuff that you don't like. And then you can realize that when it all comes crashing down and your neighbor who is like looking at his retirement, which these things are going to start to get affected soon, they're going to be the ones that are losing, and you can be the ones that are shorting and who are winning. So if that's what you want to do, go get a copy of 1K a day, learn something, profit off the markets when it goes down. Click a button when it goes down. Hoard your cash. No, I never filed bankruptcy, dog. Not me. Javon's paradox, memory gets cheaper, they use more of it. That's intriguing. I never heard of that. There's 1%. I learned something today. I use those 0% for the next 6 to 12 months, charge it up 1 month before the promo ends. But now, the hospitals in Vegas big. Ouch. Say, Stephen, new student, what are some of the future changes you plan on your course? I'm launching a whole section probably next week or the week after on the crypto leverage trading, because it occurs to me some people don't want to trade prop firms. So if they're on 1K a day and they want to trade a 2-minute chart, they can learn about how to use leverage on crypto. So you can potentially take a small amount of cash capital and put it into crypto leverage that's like up to 100x, although that's excessive. You probably should not do that. I'll post a link in if you guys want to go get a bonus. They're running a bonus this month if you make a deposit into Blowfin. They're one of our partners. I know the owner. He's a great guy. He walks over fire coals to help me out on stuff, and they're making a set of videos for me to show you guys how all that works. Steven's friend does a course on crypto. And so then I want to finish out my crypto trading course, but I'm also going to be... See, every time I go to try to add something to the course, something I've already covered, the course has 24 hours of content in it, so there's not a lot of stuff that I need to add to it. And what way does the Iran war affect LV? I mean, oil prices are higher, airline prices are higher, even though the tickets might not seem that much higher. Baggage fees are increasing across the board. Harry Reid International Airport traffic was down 8% last month. I have to make a video about that, and I may do that on this camera. I was bored yesterday, so I bought this camera, and I want to get back out on the strip. Like, I own an Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I own all the cameras, but I bought this yesterday. It's a GoPro Mission 1 Pro. And so I might take this to the airport and film on it. I don't know how it does in low light. I might want to talk about that. I'm going to be doing stuff from the strip a little more, maybe once every few weeks with this thing right now here. But yeah, higher prices on everything, plus inflation, food. One of the big things that we noticed going out and dining is you eat at a steakhouse 3 months ago, then you go back to the steakhouse and the steak is not good anymore. And I think it's because they're changing the cuts of meat to keep their profits high. Did you ever play high? I don't play any slots, man. I'm not a slot guy. By the way, if you guys want to short crypto, that's the perfect way to do it, but only if you know how to trade. I don't want you to be like going in and thinking leverage trading is for everybody. It's really not. Mr. or Ms. D, you have a very individual name. Thank you. We got a new student, 1K a day, $199.98. Thank you so much. I'm happy to have you in the course. Thank you for the people that took the plunge today before the price goes up tomorrow. What are some of the reasons why people don't like prop firms? They're not regulated by the federal government, but they are regulated with KYC, Know Your Customer. Prop firms rely, like the firm that I use, you know, they fired all their affiliates. They didn't want any affiliates that were just out to like get anybody, so I got to stay on as an affiliate. Let me see if I can plug this in. Does this have a USB pass-through somewhere? My phone is dying, and I'm on a tear of talking. Hold on a sec. Let me look at this. It does in the back. Let me see if I can get this to charge while I'm here. That would be pretty keen. Like, is my phone charging? Oh, it is. Good. We have pass-through. I can talk to you guys forever now. You guys are rolling your eyes saying great. Some people don't like the prop firms aren't federally regulated. If that's the case, you can always trade a cash account with 1K a day. I don't recommend you do it, though. But, you know, prop firms have a predatory business model where if you're not responsible, you reset your account, it can start to hurt you. I tell you guys over and over again, prop firms should never become a financial burden on you. If you don't know what a prop firm is a company where you pay a fee, you pass a test. The test is, you know, can you make this much profit in the markets? And then you get to actually take cash outs from the account. But a lot of people blow those exams and then they just go overboard and they lose their minds and they lose their money. And I don't want to see people do that. Let's see here. Less Iranians are going to Vegas. I've met Iranians in Vegas. They're really nice people. I don't buy anything from Temu at all. No. I buy a lot of Amazon stuff, though. Too much Amazon things, actually. I bought a 3-pack of batteries with a charger for this, and I also bought a magnetic mount for this. Those come here tomorrow. I gotta rein in my Amazon purchases. My FB Fountain Blue room had at least 12 USB-A, and USB-C outlets, including both for lamps. That is awesome. Persian people are not the monsters they're made out to be. See, and listen, Dizio Studio is one of my students, one of my longtime viewers that gives a lot of positive input here, but challenges me on a lot of things, which is good. Nobody thinks that. That's your echo chamber telling you that we think that. Your echo chamber is telling you that people who are conservatives think that, but we don't think that. As a matter of fact, if you could like run a custom X platform search, and you went back to March 28th or whatever day it was, no, February 28th, March 1st, and you looked at what conservative X was doing, conservative X was all over how happy they were for the Iranian people. They are so pro-Iranian person. So don't listen to your echo chamber that says that people who are conservatives don't like Iranians, because that's not the case. Just want you to know that. That's important that you understand that. Why is the 10-year doom number 4.65%? Okay, so we're going back to this right here. What are you going to pay for a $6,000 fine for watering your lawn? I had a $1,100 water bill last year. That wasn't very fun. My water was broken for 24 hours and my sprinklers went crazy. So we're going back to this number. It's the 10-year. See the 10-year up there? Shows 10Y. 10Y. It says 4.5. That's what they base all of your interest rates are based for your car loans, your credit cards, and your home loans, mostly retail money. When it gets to be like 4.6, 4.65, that's a U.S. 10-year government-backed bond. So like, let's say right now you had $1 million, right? And you said, I want to invest this $1 million somewhere. You can invest it into the stock market. You can invest it into gold, into silver, into a house. You can invest your money anywhere. The bond market is the government's way of generating income for the government. So the bond market is set, and they say, right now, if you invested that money, we're going to give you 4.5, whatever that number was just now. We're going to give you that number back every year for 10 years on top as interest. So you're going to give us $100 million, $1 billion. That's how China and Japan and stuff buy billions of dollars of government bonds, because they're considered the safest investment on the planet, because they're backed by the U.S. government. U.S. government's not going anywhere, right? So then they say, we're going to pay you back this much on a regular interval payment, right? But when it's 4.6 something percent, I just picked 6.5 out of thin air. When it's at that level, the government can't service its own debt anymore. They can't pay this guy here. They can't pay the interest rate and service its debt. So the whole thing flips on backwards on top of each other. So there's a really interesting thing that's been happening. Every time that number gets to be close to 4.6%, Donald Trump comes out on Truth Social and says something about the war being over, and they fall down a little bit. And when those numbers actually climb, the markets fall. Now, part of that is because if you're an investor and you're looking at the government guaranteeing you 4.5% on a 10-year investment, and you hold things in the markets, you're likely to sell what you have to get cash to buy the government stuff. And now you invest your money into the bond market, right? And then when enough people invest into the bond market, the idea here is that the bond market should go down. But that's why the 4.6% matters. 30 years ago, I paid $23 for water every quarter. Now it's $122 every quarter. I pay $40 a month or something. Yeah, about the same as you. Polling indicates a large majority of Iranians oppose U.S. military strikes, viewing them as devastating to their livelihoods. One good thing the Amish do is pay cash for never pay interest. Yeah, they don't believe in interest, right? They think it's gambling. Is that right? How come there are no Iranian restaurants? I think I've met Iranian people, and at least twice in the past, I've been told that they prefer the word Persian. I've just been told this, but I don't know if that's like true to everybody. So there are Persian restaurants, but it depends a lot on where you go. Like if you go to the East Coast and you like, tall, leggy, blonded Ukrainians and Russians, you're going to see a lot of them on the East Coast. But if you go to Vegas, you're not going to see a lot of them. But if you come to Vegas and you like brown girls, you're going to see a lot of Latinas and Filipinos and things like that out here. So I think it also happens to be that your cuisine is largely based on the population that lives in that town. Interest is what the Bible called usury. I guess so. I guess so. I mean, I don't know. The Jews love the Jews love the interest in the Bible, and so did the Romans. Everybody's had interest. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm just telling you. You know. That's the way it was. More than 90% of Persians are Shia Muslims. Are they? I didn't know that. Okay. There's some Christians too, you know. Just saying. Let's see here. Sewer is high. Not water on my city and house. Sewer is $46. Ultra short bond holder. I gotta figure it out, man. There's like a water sound in my master bedroom. And I gotta figure out where that's coming from. Because it's been going for like a day straight. Does anybody have any ideas? I have a water softener and a furnace. And I can hear a water sound. And I'd rather not get with the homeowner because we're renters right now. Steven, why are you a renter? Because I'm not going to buy a house for inflated rates and pay $3,500 a month for a mortgage right now, when mortgages should be around $2,000 a month, and I pay that in rent. It's not a leaking toilet either, because I looked to the toilet and I jiggled the handle and it's totally fine. So I have to figure that out, or else I have to call the homeowner. We're on good terms, it's no big deal, but still, I'd rather not have to figure that out. I heard it last night at like 11 o'clock. I thought maybe my water softener was filling or something like that. No, the water song. So, future's open in 7 minutes. Oh, well, we can watch that chart then. Opposing Israel in war does not mean that you're in. I don't have an opinion. I'll be canceled. Let's look at the chart and let's see where we're at. Wow, that's a big long... Man, did that ever fall the other day? Here we are. Let's see if it gaps up. So here's where we are on Friday at 3 p.m. This is where the chart ended on Friday at 3 p.m. I imagine if it gaps up, it's going to gap up towards that blue line up there. That's the 200 moving average. But it opens in 7 minutes, futures markets. It's just probably going to gap up. Now, somebody said... I should look on X because I have a feed that I follow. Let's see what's happening. And I haven't looked at geopolitical news. All right, in a single family home. It's a single family home by itself. Iran's foreign ministry says ceasefire in Lebanon. Okay. Trump speaks to Netanyahu. Oh, yeah, there's been a whole explosion. So it might gap down. If it gaps down, it's going to fill the gap probably and come back up. That would be an opportunity for people. How far does Steven live from the Vegas Strip? Far enough. I don't tell anybody, though. I can't tell people. I used to show people my neighborhood and stuff. I used to walk around and live stream my neighborhood. That was very short-sighted. You can't do that kind of stuff. Yeah, we got 5 minutes till market open. We'll watch the chart. Not a problem. We'll see where it goes. I'm telling you, man, one of the best investments I ever made was this iPad mini, and I still want to bring my full-sized iPad, but I think I might actually buy a full-sized iPad, possibly, because this is just a little small for my liking. I know it sounds stupid. I thought this was the one. It's not the one. But buying an iPad with cellular was a great investment because it works all the time. I don't have to be on hotspots. At 1512, the Bravo show with a 9 with a reversal. Is that what you think? That is some bias if I ever heard one. Most people don't know what you just said. U.S. military on alert. Deal would be signed on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and now this takes place. Oh, that's what he said to Fox News. Negotiated settlement. Wow. I'm going to ask Grok, because Grok is really good at knowing what's going on with current events. Continue. I look away for what seems like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden the Middle East is on fire again. What's happening in Iran today? Pumpkins. You're supposed to sell your pumpkin futures before Halloween, Homer. See, Phone King of N. I know all the Simpsons references. Middle East remains volatile. June 7, Iran launched ballistic missiles at Israel. Its first ever direct attack since April. Ongoing U.S.-Iran exchanges. Oh, we're going to probably gap down now. U.S.-Iran talks mediated by Pakistan are ongoing but stalled. It's going to be a you-know-what show. Stephen, have you made more signups as customers for your course using your trading system? Also, what percent of your trades? Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you. I have my stats here. This is my stats until last week. And the last week I blew an account. We'll do this because we're going to look at the market open in a minute. And I'll show you that. But this is my stats here. So I'm 95% on my trade wins in my account. You can see my biggest day was like $3,000 or so there. So that's me. I'm 95% trade wins. That's from my TradeZella account. Yeah, we have about 1,370 students. Uh-oh. I do these long live streams and then dies on me. Go figure. We got a little bit of juice. We could at least watch the market open, I'm sure of it. Let's see what happens. In 2 minutes, we're going to watch this chart go up. I'm 95%. Now's the time to do a paper trade to show all the non-believers. The paper trading won't even, it'll be so busy right now. I can just tell you. Yeah, we could try. I don't even know. How do I trade on this? I don't even know how to trade on the iPad. I don't ever trade on iPad. Yeah, now would be the time. I can just tell you what's going to happen. I think it's going to gap down, but I don't know. You know, I can't have a bias. So let's see what happens here. And we have to zoom out the chart a lot because it could gap down or up considerably. So we have to make the candles really tiny. You should never go on the first. When it does this, you should never trade this. This is a bad thing to do. So if you're doing this, you're going to lose money most likely. If you try to do this, it's always a bad idea. So we have 20 seconds until market opens. Paper trading would be good. I would definitely tune in, but I generally tune in for SJC anyways. So we have 15 seconds. We're going to see if this does what I think it might do, but I would never trade this because trading the first candle of the day like this after a weekend of conflict is bad. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay. So it didn't do anything. That's why we don't have biases. That's the first candle. You can see that green moving a little bit. I'm on a 2-minute chart. Uh-oh. We can make this a lot bigger now because it didn't gap at all, which is insanity to me. But hey, what do I know? So largely nothing, and I thought it would gap. But see how that's got a big thin part? It was green, then it was red. Now it's going green again. But if you had bought that, you instantly lost money. And this went from, where did that go from? 923, and it sank in half a second to 852. 40 points. That was an $800 loss. So likely, if this holds off for another 1 minute or so, we're going to be going down. But that's why you don't buy the first candle of the day. If you're short in this, then it's, you know, oops, your floor for this is going to be like down here where my thumb is, right around there. So don't ever buy the first candle of the day. See how it hit that level up here? See how it hit that yellow right there and it shot back down? Interesting, isn't it? So I don't trade this market, but this is what it's doing right now. But you would have been at an $800 loss if you had a bias and you tried to trade this. That would have been dumb of you. Well, let's see here. Got 30 seconds left. There's no entries. Probably not. I wish I could figure out how to enter paper trade mode on an iPad, but I never trade on iPad, so I don't care to. Yep. Let's see what this does. 10 seconds left. Watch it. Oh, okay, yeah. You probably Could go long on this, but could turn around and smack you. That's a pretty big candle to start the day off. Yep, that's why you don't trade this. And I tell people in the course you don't trade this, and I don't particularly trade this. Yep, there you go. What did I tell you? After that formed, I said you could go long on this, and you would have been able to get a base hit right here easily. Yep. Like I said, after this candle, this is your 2-minute candle. When it was 30 seconds left, I said, yep, I'd go long, and yeah, you would have gone from 901 all the way up to 954. That's a $1,000 move right there, from there to there. And then watch at the red line. That's 29K. It's psychological. It could be coming back or down. Oh, yeah? Is that what you do? Click on the up or down buttons to add them? Thank you so much. Paper trading. Watch paper trading not even work right now. So, but see how it's sticking at this level? See how it's at that yellow line that I drew? Teach you guys how to do that. So let's see what we can do here. Yep. I don't have enough funds in my paper trade account. That's funny. So pushing back down again. Right there. And 20 seconds left. Ah, my gimbal is dead, by the way. Let's see what this does. Got one. Spiking down. 10 seconds left. Okay, and then I would set my take profit up here, the top of this candle. Set my stop loss responsibly down here. See if this trade were to play out. So you're sitting there at one contract position right there. 40 minus 60 minus 20, 15, 50. Do you want to make $155? There, we'll close this out. Boom, I made $200. Hooray. And that's how you do it. How do we know that this would happen here? We teach us in 1K a day. Market opens, it spikes up. We have a big push off of these two lines. It pushes back down, then it bumps back up. We enter right at the top here, right there where that dotted line is. And we just scrape a little bit off the top. $200. $200 in a few seconds. Right there. Click up, $200 in a few seconds. Walk away. Congratulations. You just made more money than somebody who's working at the corner store did. And they worked 8 hours, and you were staring at this chart for 6 minutes. Hey, do you want to learn more? Do you want to get in on something like that? Do you guys want to see how that works and why it makes more logical sense? Go get a copy of 1K a day. I just showed you how it works in real time. Get a copy. Get it before the price goes up. Show you guys how to do this responsibly. Show you guys how you guys can do your base hits. That's it. Now let's see if my gimbal will turn back on because I've been charging it for a few minutes. There we go. Hi, gimbal. Do I consistently use the take profit? No, I believe that taking profit is better than take profit. I believe that taking profit is better than take profit. If you wait for your take profit to hit and it doesn't hit, then you feel like a jerk. But there you go. I just showed you guys how to make $200 in less than 6 minutes on a Sunday afternoon. And you can do that every single day if you know what you're doing. And there's always risk in all this stuff. But at the end of the day, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? So that's our market open today, $200. And if I was trading like I usually trade, it would have been more like $400 because I trade a bigger prop firm account. But even if you went in for a small trade, it's still $50 with 5 micros. So go click the link, type in the code 067, get a copy to do what I just did and learn how to do what I just did. It's the best opportunity you ever had. You initially thought after open, it was headed down. But like I told you guys, you can't have any kind of biases. You can't. Because look, it could still be heading down right now. See it? See how it's trying to retreat back down? We don't know where it's going. What the setup is, there's a white line and a red line, and the big bar pushed right off of both of them. It's the most optimal long opportunity you can possibly have. Whenever this happens and it's a white and a red and they're sitting on top of each other and it shoots up or it shoots down, you click the button in either direction and you have an 80 to 90% chance that you're going to follow through and get what you're looking for. And there it is. You can see my entry, you can see my exit, and you can see how I did that right in front of you in real time. And you can see why that when I do this stuff, I have an absurd 95% win rate on my account right there. And that's my month last month. So it could still be going down. We don't know, you know? And then you walk away, or you set your alerts and you walk away and you enjoy your life and you have a better life because you have a skill. Because look, this breaks underneath the white line. You could click a button if it breaks underneath the white line and it goes down, and you can make some money there too. It's not just up. So there it is in real life. Now are you convinced? Are you not entertained? Is this not what you came for? Get it for $199.98. It's the only price you'll ever pay me for the course. You'll own it for life. You don't have to pay me monthly or anything like that. And there you go. Your course is not a scam. You need to try it. I just showed you it in real time. Thank you to that person that said you click the arrows. Who was that said that? Oh, liquid crude shot up to 92.5 right away. Wow. And who said that? Trading is weak. Okay, that's fine. It's going above the 9 and the 50. I don't have a 50 moving average, but Steven, is it true that even if you take a loss on your first candle, don't let it phase you, pick another one? Sometimes, Bojack, if that plays out in your trading plan. But if it doesn't, like let's say you lose all your money on your first trade, you walk away that day. How did I learn all this? I got scammed into it. Somebody told me that if I just go into his Discord server and use this link to buy this prop firm, that he'll show me when to click buttons. And then he sat me down and he taught me nothing at all, ever. Do I have a TradingView referral code? Just for the course, yeah. It's in the course. I have a TradingView code in the course. I could give you one here, but it doesn't matter. Everything in the course is a referral code. I disclose all my affiliate links. And then I lost, and I lost, and I lost. And then somebody that was in that Discord group, she showed me some stuff and introduced me to some YouTube stuff. And then she was very nice to me, very kind to me. She was making 20, 30 grand a month in the markets. She bought me a subscription to a guy that had a Discord server who was legitimate. And then he was doing something with an indicator that I saw that he wasn't intending to do. So then I introduced it to her. And then I started winning more and more and more. And then I introduced it to a few other people, and then they could do it and I could do it. So I knew that I had a system that was repeatable. And it's stuff like that, just all cobbled together and stuff like that. It's consolidating right now. This is not really tradable. This is consolidating right now. It needs to break above where the dotted line is right now, or it needs to break below the white line or where the dotted line is right now for you to do anything. And this is not financial advice, and you shouldn't even click any buttons, but it's consolidating. So it's going to move back and forth before it decides to pick a direction. So you can't trade this anyways. And that's how I got into this, you know. But anyways, you're saying that the 9, they're not, I don't know what DMAs are. EMAs formed a golden cross with a 50, which is bullish. No, I don't. Sure, makes me sound smart, but that's not what I'm saying. Would you say consolidation usually happens early in the afternoon on the East Coast time? I don't trade this time of day. You can do what I just did, but I'd prefer not to. Isn't that a Bravo no-no zone? I cover that in there. I don't really, like, I use the Bravo indicators, but usually I just use price action. Daily moving average. Okay, so here's the deal on moving averages. Everybody gets moving averages wrong. Your moving average adheres to the time frame you're on, right? So like if you're on a daily time frame, then it's a daily moving average, right? If you're on a 2-minute time frame, then it's the 200 moving average is the last 200 candles or 400 minutes. It was me who said that about the up and down buttons. I'm a student and I made $5,000. Thank you, Greg. I was looking for you. Greg made $5,000 on gold last month. Why aren't you guys getting into this? Come on. I'm not mad at you if you don't, but I just showed you, and then Greg's telling you he made 5K. Can you get in the UK? Yes, that's a great question. Absolutely. It's actually beneficial for you to do this in the UK because why? Because you are 8 hours ahead of everybody. So you got your afternoons to trade. So you're 8 hours ahead of Vegas. You're like 5 hours ahead of New York City. So yeah, anybody in any country that's on the G20 list, like the UK, France, Spain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. Heck, I got people in the Ukraine that are doing this. You can do it. Anybody can trade unless you live in like Nigeria. No hate on Nigerians. But they have a culture, unfortunately, of scamming. And so the U.S. government doesn't allow them to do this stuff. But yeah, UK is good. You're fine. Let's see here. Is it available in the UK? Yes. Isn't that Bravo's no-no zone? It's me who said that. Would you say consolidation usually happens? I mean, it depends on the day. My wife is a Filipina also. I would love to trade from there. You can trade from there. There's some prop firms that'll work from there, or you can just use a cash account, but you can trade from the Philippines. You can't trade in Russia. You can't even see internet in Soviet Russia. There is no internet, no trading. People try to circumvent this. They use like VPNs and stuff. I can't say that that's the best thing that you can do. My phone is at 10% battery and my gimbal is at like, I don't know the percentage of battery. Oh, you know what's great? No, it's not great. I now need to start carrying 2 cables because I have 2 ports, but I only have 1 cable today to power one thing, especially when I do these marathon long streams. What is the red line on the chart? That's a moving average. I'm gonna keep it to the vest. Oh, my microphone. I'm gonna keep it to the vest, close to the chest, close to the vest, because that's part of my course. But when you see these lines, they're very simple. I'll show you what you're looking at here so you can understand. The big thick red line, that's a level, that's 30,000. That's just a psychological level. I actually did a video on that in the course. The thin yellow lines are places where the price goes and stops. By the way, what did I tell you to do? I said wait until it breaks the top of the dotted line. Look what it did. It broke the top of the dotted line. Now watch it get up to that red line, and it's going to go to that red line. That red line is 30,000. That's a psychological level. The market's going to push up to there, I would imagine. But I told you to wait till it breaks the top of that dotted line, and it did exactly what I said it would do. Now, can you go bullish here? Absolutely you can. Should you with 1 minute left? Probably not. Can you gamble? Yes. Should you gamble? No. Let's see what happens if we just watch this out here a little bit. No, I'm not going to trade this. I like my paper trade account with a positive balance. Anyways, that's what it is, man. It's pumping up towards 30,000 right here. It's doing its thing. It keeps inching up. Look how it stops. Look how it stops. And I'm telling you, it's understandable what's going on once you actually understand what's going on. It's crazy. You cannot trade in Russia. We have Russian stock market. You buy borscht futures. You buy futures on colorful eggs with paintings on them. You buy futures. You buy in Russia, the crypto is called Putin coin. It only goes up. You're right, it's 29K. You're smarter than me. It's not 30K. My 30K line looks different. I kept saying 30, it doesn't matter. My 30K line is orange. I have an orange line up here for 30K. Is it turning purple on Bravo indicators? Time to get out, probably gonna snap back. Snap back to reality. Look what I told you it would do. I said it's gonna reject at the purple line. See how it went to the red line? See how it went to the red line and it dropped? See how it's sticking around that yellow line? It's not rocket science. Can you explain why this works better on futures than stock indexes? Oh no, it works fine on stocks too, by the way. No, you can do this on stocks. It's fine. You can do it on crypto. It's fine. Any 2-minute chart where you can add the moving averages. It works just fine. I love the videos, always informative. Is it getting heavy volume? Or what do you consider? This is not heavy volume. This is slow markets. But see how it went up to the red line and it came right back? See how I didn't enter a trade there and I said I might want to? There's a reason I didn't enter. Because I'm going to come back. And then when it pushes, it's going to race through it to the next top level. You buy Putin coin, see? Now, if the next candle is a green candle, I'll show you another thing. So, oh, my gimbal turned itself off again. I need more batteries, man, I'm telling you. I just need to bring a proper cable and then I can charge more than one thing. So see, look, watch. Look at that, turnaround candle. You want to scalp this a little bit? Sure. Oh, it's paper trading is not even, I'm clicking on the thing. There it is. So here's another 140, 80 bucks, $55, 140. Okay. We got out because it was coming up to that red line again. So we did another 140 bucks trading this market open on a Sunday. It's going to pull back. It's going to push back up. All you do is you look for these little moves. The move entry was right here. It's here. There's a retrace. It goes down the dotted line. It pushes back up. Now it broke 29K. So there you go. How'd you do, Pikachu? Did you have a good day? Did we make, how much did we make on this? It won't even show me. Yes, it will. Let me see here. Price, quantity, orders, order history, balance history. Yeah. Yeah. Made like $270, $300 off of just 2 trades. I don't know. Anyways, you guys want to know how to do that, then click the link, get a copy, be good. I love you guys. I'm going to go and do my day because I have stuff I want to do. Thanks so much for being on my stream today. Keeps on pumping up past here, which is a beautiful thing. Hopefully you guys did some good stuff on this right here. More opportunities for traders at any time if you can track multiple stocks, but yeah, you need a screener. I'm developing a product for futures markets. I'll let you know when that's ready. All right. I'm going to be back tomorrow with regular videos. I took a week off last week. I didn't really post any regular videos. I'll be back. Go Knights, go. Go Jesus, go. It's Sunday. Jesus has got the whole show. He's taking care of you guys on everything. See how it keeps stopping at the red line? It's not hard to understand this stuff. You just don't have the knowledge. You don't have the information because nobody ever told you. But at one point, you didn't know how to drive a car. One point, you didn't know how to write a check. And somebody had to teach you those things. And I'll teach you those things. Okay. I got to go and do my day. You guys are the best. My wife just texted me. I'm going to get with her. Okay, we're going to say 3, 2, 1, click. 3, 2, 1, and just keep swimming. Bye, guys.